Oh, they in trouble now. The certifieds done stepped into the damn building. Everybody, I want y'all to say what's up to Shaboozey. And Shaboozey done won an award, and he said that immigrants built America. And then them certifieds done put that pressure on him, and he just released an apology because he knows, like the world knows, that they built America. And those are certified, foundational Black Americans, just like you and I. Let's go to work on the turf. Free Huey.
Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.
One more time for your mind, we in the place. Foundational Black Americans, the lineage, heritage, and culture that built the United States of America. We well represented. How represented? Let's see and find out, family. Roll call. What's your city, your town, your state, your region? I need to see where my certified foundational Black Americans are at. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling lovely, family. Why? It's because I know I come from the lineage, heritage, and culture that built this thing. I ain't flee, hop, skip, or jump. Nobody in our family hop, skip, the jump. Everybody in our family built this damn thing, and everybody in our lineage always wins. And how do we win? We win by a certified knockout. Let's go to work, family. Las Vegas is in the place. Detroit, Memphis, I see you. North Vegas is in the place. Fort Worth is in the place. All of Texas. Kalamazoo is in the place. Milwaukee's in the place. I see Louisiana. I see Memphis. Columbia, the 216. I see Dallas. Chi-Town. Certified salute to the Chi all the damn time. Another 216. The Bronx. I see Baltimore is in the place. Another Chicago is in the place. The 609. Kansas City. Mo. One Love. Philly. One Love. Another Baltimore. DC. Philly, Sacramento, the 412, Philly, 229, Georgia, Minneapolis, Harlem is in the place, well represented. Harlem Renaissance, all in here, 704. I see York, Pennsylvania is in the place. Another Baltimore representing, another Baltimore. Atlanta's in the place. Tupelo, Mississippi. Philadelphia is in the building. Syracuse is in here. The 916, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and all of America because it's USA versus all y'all. And you can't say USA without FBA. Certified salute. Work time. Family, who the hell is this Shaboozey? I never even heard of this dude before, okay? I thought he was Burna Boy. And what's up with this? Shaboozey, Burna Bussy, all the Bussies going on the tether side. I don't know who these individuals are. Never heard of them, but guess what? They done heard from us. Because certified foundational Black Americans, we done heard that talk you talking. We done seen them things you've been speaking. And now we gonna do to you like we do to every other tether. One thing about FBA, fam, we do not discriminate. You gonna get that work, you gonna get that work, he gonna get that work, she gonna get that work. And when it's all said and done, it's gonna be exactly what it was in the beginning. Foundational Black Americans up here and everybody else bowing the hell down. Family, there ain't no time to waste. Let's get it in. Y'all seen what happened with these Grammys, family. Okay, and this man comes out here and he makes the statement that they've been trying to make for how long? That immigrants built America, trying to replace us, trying to take their name, insert it where ours belongs, but they can't do that because we too damn strong. Y'all look what this Mr. Bussy said and tell me, foundational Black Americans, how much we gonna regulate tonight. If you said certified 100, then you certified correct. Let's go.
And again, the last thing I want to say, immigrants built this country, literally. So this is for them, for all children of immigrants. This is also for those who came to this country in search of better opportunity to be a part of a nation that promised freedom for all and equal opportunity to everyone willing to work for it. Thank you for bringing your culture, your music, your stories, and your traditions here. You give America color. I love y'all so much. Thank you. And again, the last thing I want to say, immigrants built this country, literally. So this is for them, for all children of immigrants. This is also for those who came to this country in search of better opportunity to be a part of a nation that promised freedom for all and equal opportunity to everyone willing to work for it. Thank you for bringing your culture, your music, your stories, and your traditions here.
And bringing your tethering here, because you contribute tethering to the United States of America, not brethren to the United States of America, because all your brethren is back in Nigeria. Oh, family, turn up the volume, full speed, get your popcorn ready if it ain't already popped. We about to go to work right here on the Black Alpha Network with my whole certified family from all the 50 states, classic on deck. What he mean, people who come over here and they bring the color? What? What you mean, people who come over here to build a better life, but saying that you built the country at the same time? How the hell you gonna build something that you fled to, Shaboozey? Because that don't sound too real, Shaboozey. Shaboozey sound like he done came up with this in some damn village or read some damn script, because he's just like the last Shaboozey that was FBA to get on the front line, but it ain't gonna happen. Hell to the no.
A better opportunity to be a part of a nation that promised freedom for all and equal opportunity to everyone willing to work for it. Thank you for bringing your culture, your music, your stories, and your traditions here. You give America color. I love y'all so much. Thank you. And again, the last thing.
No, my good brothers and sisters. We ain't having that. Hold up. Wait a damn second. See, we professionals at this because we do this all the damn time. Regulation is a full-time job. You can't be a delineator unless you're regulated, so we already know. Here's a $1 million, $1 trillion question, and then I'm going to give you the answer. Matter of fact, I'll give you the answer first. The answer first is that foundational Black Americans built this country, nobody else. And we did it with nobody's help. We did it on our own. What I always say, family, notice that they want us to have all the pain and suffering by ourselves, right? Notice they want us to have police brutality by ourselves, economic deprivation by ourselves. But whenever it comes to who built this country, then they magically want to hit the share button. Ain't no share button when it comes to FBA lineage. It's just FBA. You might as well toss that in the trash, family. We don't share a goddamn thing. Because when people seen us out there putting it down in the fields, making money, bringing all the economy to this country, wasn't nobody out there talking about we all won then. So it ain't we all won now because we honor our ancestors. We don't flee from them like you did, Shaboozey. But if you want to add further to that, family, then the $1 million, $1 trillion question becomes, how in the hell do you build something that you immigrated to? Isn't that an oxymoron? By definition, that's impossible. You can't build something that you fled to. Family, that's like saying I immigrated to Canada. I'm going to immigrate to Canada tomorrow, and then I'm going to say that I built Canada for 500 years. Somebody going to say, how the hell did you build something that's 500, 200, 300 years old, and your ass got here 5 minutes ago? Oh, we putting an end to all of that. Oh, no, we going to make it clear. Enslaved Africans did not build America. The Red Indians did not build America. The Mayo Madness did not build America. Certified foundational Black Americans built America, and we were here before slavery. Argue with your mama, argue in your village. That's how we come in. And family, when I tell y'all we about that certified business tonight, I want y'all to see exactly what I'm talking about. How in the hell you gonna deal with somebody who talks like this and looks like this? Family, does that look like somebody who built America? Does it? I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. Somebody getting mad. Somebody can be like, hold on now, Alpha now. What that Pope mean? I'm going to tell you what that Pope mean. That mean that he ain't built no America. Does that look like an architect or foundational to America? Or does that look like somebody who was reading a script trying to push that lie that his people built America? That's what I'm on right now, family, my certified brethren. You can tell like I can tell that ain't right. And also, family, couldn't they go get somebody better than that right there? Huh? What? What about this picture right here? Huh? What? This is the individual they said built America. It ain't in you, bruh. Hell no. It looked like your ass done built some high heels and you done built a blouse. That's what you done did, but you ain't built my country. And how do you know? It's because the certified brothers and sisters in the United States of America and the delineation movement ain't having it.
When y'all say that ignorant, like immigrants built this country, I just be questioning, how the y'all think this country became what it was to the point where your grandparents or your great-grandparents wanted to come here and contribute to it, because that's all they did, if anything. They contributed to certain things, but they did not build this country. The country that you are living in today, the United States of America as you know it, the reason why it exists in the state that it is off the exploitation and the blood, sweat, and tears of Black American people. Now, I get why people think they're the reason why the country is running, because when Black people go outside in their own neighborhoods, you got this ethnicity owning this business, this one owning that one. All of our money is going into the next pocket so they can take it back to their neighborhood and their country, circulate that money, and build their economy up. That's why you think that. But really, they place here as a buffer class to keep your Black ass economically distraught. But that's another conversation I'll touch on for another day. I'm going to just touch on two industries that people like to say, oh, if it wasn't for immigrants, this industry would be dead. Y'all like to say that about the agricultural industry, and y'all like to say that about blue-collar jobs. Now, my theory about the whole blue-collar industry is whenever they passed that Immigration Act in the 60s, that is also the same time that they started taking trade programs out of high school. Now, our
that don't sound like somebody that contributed to America. That sounds like somebody who's been milking from America, who's been leeching from America. These people don't give a damn about America, because that's why every time something pops off, they run from America. They ain't gonna tell you this right here, that these people contributing to America and helping America so much, not so real.
Grandparents and great-grandparents used to take these trade courses and use those to go and have a career and start their own businesses after high school. They weren't worried about going to no college, and they were able to take care of their whole family. Like Julius off Everybody Hates Chris on that one episode when Julius went outside to go to work and all the men on the block had on their blue-collar work gear. Yes, that is an industry that by and large we took over, but as they slowly start taking these trades out of the school, I feel like that's when they start paying these immigrants under the table to do the same work that we've been doing. We are the original carpenters. We are the original welders. Any blue-collar trade that you can name, we are the originators. And it's the same thing for agriculture. Like my...
Damn! Hold up! Wait a minute! Fire is on deck! Did you hear that, my brothers and sisters? Because we've been saying that for a long time. See, we're going to go ahead and we're going to dispel all the lies today. Fam, this is going to be bigger than just one teller, two teller, three teller, a couple mops, a couple want-to-bees, a couple fleers, hoppers, skippers, jumpers, fam. We're going to put them all in one basket, because when you look and you analyze, these individuals claiming that they came to the United States of America and we were some non-functioning society when they showed up, and their labor ended up helping America. It's the same thing then as it is now. When you come here to America and you get all those grants above Americans, that means real Americans, Black Americans, were out of a job. So when you put it like that and you add they're dumped off into our community since day one, somebody tell me, how in the hell do you contribute to the United States of America being built when you were taken away from the people who built the United States of America? Trust me, we know, because we're Black Americans, and Black Americans know everything because we see everything, because we done been through it all. But guess what? Different between us and them, when we go through it all, we always come out on top. When they go through something small, they run, and then they run over here with a handout and say, please help me. Hell no. It ain't going down like that. Black Americans been out here putting it in, family, and we done roasted these people to the degree where we letting it be known. You're not going to say, well, okay, Black Americans kind of built America. Hell no. You ain't going to say, okay, well, they sort of built America. Hell no. And you ain't going to say enslaved Africans built America. No, because you can't build America if you're African, because if you're in Africa, that makes you a foreigner. Family, you notice when it comes to us, everybody gets some type of citizenship. But whenever it comes down to who out there in them fields, them people ain't nowhere present. You ain't nowhere near a foundational Black American in any aspect. You wasn't marching. You wasn't protesting. You wasn't out there rallying with us. You weren't in them boardrooms with us. And the biggest thing in the world, family, your ass wasn't out there in them cotton fields. Hell no. And that's what we doing. We're going to play the game our way by our rules. Family, we ain't done. Look at even further. More brothers and sisters is coming out, and every brother and sister saying the same exact thing about the same exact people, so everybody knows. FBA built this thing, and we ain't taking no shorts, we ain't taking no losses, and we letting it be known. So you can take your little Grammys and whatever the hell you got, and you can send that all the way back to your homeland, because in my homeland, I said so. Let's go.
Nation of the United States, and just say that immigrants built the country.
And again, the last thing I want to say, immigrants built this country, literally. So this is for them.
So Shaboozey is going to say that immigrants built the country during his Grammy Awards speech. And this is the problem, bro. If you build a country, you're not an immigrant. So the foundational people that were here before the founding of this country, and they did all the slave labor and they were participating in bondage against their will, right? Those are the people that built the country. And if you build a country, you're not an immigrant. So the people that came after, those are immigrants, right? And you cannot be an immigrant and then be the foundation of this country at the same time. An immigrant is somebody that migrates to an already established country. So it doesn't make sense when y'all say that. And it's getting very disrespectful. Means that you are doing an award speech for a genre of music that your ethnic background didn't create, right? And the very people that I'm talking about also built the foundation for country music. Black Americans, ethnic Black Americans built the foundation of country music, and you're also not giving credit to them as well. It's just disrespectful all around. Let me know what y'all think, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.
I'm going to tell you what we think. I'm going to tell you what we know. We know for certain every single thing that we've always said. There's only one, family. There's only one certified foundational Black American. See, what they don't like, y'all, is that they can bring in all these different tethers. That's been a play for a long time. Let's go ahead and pull it out for people who don't know, because a lot of people don't know this guy. I don't know this guy, but he knows us now. Y'all look at this right here, family. Shaboozey's parents are from Nigeria, and he's from Igbo descent. His father immigrated to the United States of America to attend college in Texas and later became a farmer, while his mother worked as a nurse for over 30 years. Remember what the previous sister just said about these individuals and our jobs. All of this is taking away from Black Americans. And how the hell you come all the way over here and just show up in college other than somebody's giving you some type of assistance to do so? Don't let these people tell you how hard it was. It was very easy when you was getting handouts. Although Shaboozey was raised in Virginia, he spent part of his childhood attending boarding school in Nigeria. So basically, y'all, your ass just got here. You just got here. Family, how in the hell can you attribute being an American and building America when your father just got here in the 1980s? Last time I checked, 1776 and the 1980s ain't nowhere near in the same decade. Not at all. And as a matter of fact, when you come over here to my country and out of nowhere you start trying to cosplay and insert yourself into my lineage, heritage, and culture, ain't that the definition of a tether? Ain't that the definition of a cosplayer? Who taught you? Did you sit back and did you watch Rap City? Or in your case, was you watching the CMAs? And then you a damn Nigerian country singer. I'm sorry, fam. I do not take a midget serious trying to fight somebody who's tall. I don't take no kid serious who wants to fight an adult. And I don't take no damn African serious when he's singing country music. Why you ain't singing village music? You the village people. That's who the hell you are. Your ass out there, you need to be doing YMCA. In your case, Macho Man. You probably like that song better though, don't you, Shaboozey? Your ass need to be singing village music and not country music. What country? What country are you talking about? You ain't from the country of America, and you ain't from the country in America. Your ass need to be singing about zebras and giraffes, and you need to stay the hell out of here. And weren't we talking about this not that long ago, y'all? And y'all notice this happened right after foundational Black Americans did this right here. Y'all notice? Soon as foundational Black Americans started reclaiming our ancestral identities with cowboys and country music, here comes Shaboozey, who ain't singing about the village.
Grammy.
Nope. Who ain't singing about all the strife going on in Africa. Nope. He shows up and he want to sing country music. Mr. Mutombo don't need to be singing no damn country music. Okay? Hell no. And this is why nobody listens. And family, let me tell you who does listen. Y'all know we done regulated this dude to the point where he came out and he made a little statement and he apologized. But family, this apology was not littered with the "we are immigrants, I'm from Nigeria." Now he's trying to say we Black people, us, all of us together. So 3 days ago, on the first day of Foundational Black American History Month, it was Immigrants Built America. That's what he said. Now, family, he done flipped the script and he's out there trying to say we Black people. Look at the apology, y'all. Y'all look at your screen. Y'all read this with me as we go down the line. This man done came out after we done put in that work, and now he's trying to run interference. Look at this. First and foremost, I want to express my deep gratitude to everyone who has supported, celebrated my journey as an artist. I also want to acknowledge the conversation surrounding my acceptance speech. To be clear, I know and believe we, Black people, have also built this country. What? What you mean also? Fam, didn't I just say it ain't gonna be no sort of, no kind of, no maybe? Is he trying to 50-50 us with building this country? Is he doing the whole Latinos and Jamaicans and Haitians and Americans all 50-50 hip hop? Are they trying to 50-50 who built America, y'all? That's exactly what they doing. He says Black people have also built the country. My words were never intended to dismiss that truth. I am both a Black man and a son of Nigerian immigrants. And in the overwhelming moment, winning my first Grammy, my focus was on honoring the sacrifices my parents made by coming to this country to give me my sibling opportunities they never had. Family, if that's what you're saying, then why you ain't say it just how you said it in that damn apology? Notice now, in the apology, he get all the words right. Well, my family came and I want to say hi to my mom and my dad and my siblings. How come you ain't say, I want to say hi to my mom, my dad, and siblings? Building America as an immigrant ain't got nothing to do with you talking about your family. What you really trying to do, you was trying to delineate away from Black Americans and take our shit in the process. And now we don't put on that pressure. Now you want to come back and say, well, I meant, kind of, and I didn't mean it to hurt nobody. And then inside of that, you're still throwing strays and tropes at us. Y'all know what they do? This is why we regulate 24/7. This is why we don't let them talk. This is why we go full speed. I tell everybody, are they trying to tether at 22%? Fam, is that 22% tethering right there? Do tethers come in and say, I just want 8% of what Black Americans created? Do tethers come in and say, I just want to cosplay on Sundays? Do tethers say, I just want to steal from Black Americans when it's a Wednesday afternoon? Or do they say, I want it all from Black America, from hip hop all the way down to picking cotton, but you don't want no struggles from Black America? You see why you can't be a delineator unless you're a regulator. Family, he goes back and he continued this trashy apology that I just got done on social media at them and telling them, we don't accept it. We reject your damn deposit, homie. He says, at the same time winning this award on the first day of Black History Month and becoming the first Black man and to win the best country duo in Black history, it stands on the foundation. Foundation, family. You notice how all these people who got a problem with foundational Black Americans all know how to use foundational every time they talk? You would think the people who are always saying foundational Black Americans is a hate group, foundational Black Americans is a cult, foundational Black Americans was mean to me. How come you say foundational every time you open your dusty ass mouth then? He says, it stands on the foundation laid by generations of Black people who fought, sacrificed, and succeeded long before me. This moment belongs to all of us. What you mean, all of us? What you mean the foundation that we laid like you are part of that we? Ain't no damn we, ain't no damn us. Your ass is a them. You a mop. You a melanated other person. You ain't no foundational Black American. You disqualified from using that. Then he says, my entire career has been rooted in lifting people up, honoring where you come from. What? You ain't honoring nothing? And then he says, and expanding what's possible. I am proud to be a part of this legacy and intend to continue doing the work for the rest of my life. Then at the bottom, he says, with love, Shaboozey. There you go, family. There it is. I put that on the table for my Black Americans to read. Y'all, it's yours now. The floor is yours. Black Americans, the floor is yours now. All I did was just present it, what was said. And by the way, that just came out within the last hour, so this is fresh news. I need everybody smash the like button, share this video. We got to get everybody in here. We've been on for about 25 minutes, and we already got 2.1, about to be 2.2 thousand, because we the hottest thing in the world. And let me tell you who else is the hottest thing in the world, our whole damn lineage. And let me tell you something else, fam. He ain't a part of it. I want y'all to notice how he littered that with we, black, 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 black. This is why you got to be specific. You got to be precise and concise with your delineation. He knew how to say black man as a black man. And notice, fam, he's leaving out the whole part that nobody in his family was in America until the 1980s. Now, nowhere on the planet Earth can you show up somewhere just 30 years ago and claim that you built something that is 500 years old. 30, 500, 500, 30. This man ain't got his math correct. He ain't got no facts correct. He ain't got no statements correct. Only thing he's trying to do, fam, is continue to perpetuate this immigrants with the erasure of foundational Black Americans. That's what this is all about. And I believe, my good brothers and sisters, they gave that to him. I see Alabama in the building, certified. They gave that to him, family. That's what it is. He already on that kind of time. And then somebody gave him the script. Because remember, y'all, this man was up for all those CMA awards. He didn't win no CMA awards. Not one. But he wins a Grammy. At the same time, they're trying to get Black Americans to go out in the street and fight for illegals. No coincidence. And how do you know it's not a coincidence, family? Because when you see these big, oversized people like this here, and they come out and they start making statements, y'all watch how Holland Martin is out here trying to tap dance, trying to run circles, or shall I say roll circles, about everything Shaboozey said, because he says the same thing. Tethers are going to flock together and FBA going to delineate together, and we'll win that battle. Watch this.
And this is what he had to say in winning the award. This is sort of got some folks a little upset and not at all happy with what he had to say. And so let me cue this up for you. All right, let's see here. All right, do we have it ready? Let's see. We're almost there. We're almost there. Okay. Come on, iPad. iPad not acting right. Give me 1 second.
Nah, Roland trying to keep that them cheeks of that man off his iPad. Y'all look, hey, Roland being extra careful, ain't he? Well, let me show you the iPad now. Yeah, Roland, you know you don't want nobody to see that you into all that male porn. Yeah, you trying to leave that out. Roland, don't play with nobody. We know what you're trying to do. Roland being extra careful.
He heard y'all. He heard what y'all had to say. And he posted this on social media. First and foremost, I want to express my deep gratitude to everyone who has supported and celebrated my journey as an artist. I also want to acknowledge the conversation surrounding my acceptance speech. To be clear, I know and believe that we, Black people, have also built this country. My words were never intended to dismiss that truth. I am both a Black man and the son of Nigerian immigrants. And in the overwhelming moment of winning my first Grammy, my focus was on honoring the sacrifices my parents made by coming to this country to give me and my siblings opportunities they never had. At the same time, winning this award on the first day of Black History Month and becoming the first Black man to win Best Country Duo is Black history. It stands on the foundation laid by generations.
Look how he's trying to spin our stuff, family. It stands on foundation. We stand on business. Foundational Black Americans. Let's make this clear, y'all. Ain't no I'm a Black man and a Nigerian. You are a melanated Nigerian immigrant who is not a Black American. Say it how it really is. Roland know what it is. Listen to Roland over there. Roland sound like he just spit out that damn Whopper and spit out that Brad, if you know what Brad was doing. And now Roland trying to say, well, he heard y'all. No, delineation is making him go to the table. And I bet he come back with another one after this. And he better clean it up.
Black people who fought, sacrificed, and succeeded long before me. This moment belongs to all of us. My entire career has been rooted in lifting people up, honoring where we come from, and expanding what's possible. I am proud to be part of this legacy, and I intend to continue doing that work for the rest of my life with love. Shaboozey. All right, let's get into it. So, Musaf, I'll start with you.
No, Roland. Where all that? You simple Simon, you fool. Roland ain't talking like, look, Roland got his head down. Look at him. Roland know what it is, because Roland know Shaboozey about to get that same smoke that we gave him. And that's why Roland has been fired 15 times. He's canceled and irrelevant. An unemployed tether. Yup. A failed cosplayer. Yup. Look at him, fam. You don't see that energy. You don't see that energy, fam. Y'all go ahead and y'all add Shaboozey to the list of the Essence Festival. Y'all go ahead and add Shaboozey to the list of Tyler. We adding all the names, family. The list can go on for days. We can throw this back and forth like a Frisbee. We got time. Look at Roland over there shook. His chin is laying on his third neck, okay? He rested his chin on his third neck because he knows damn well that certified's gonna get it.
What do you make of this? This is something that has happened a lot when folks say that black folks like, hold up, we talking about who built this country, not forgetting what happened, 250 plus years of American chattel slavery. Go ahead. What are your thoughts?
No, I mean, I think you laid it out right there. For those of us whose roots run through this country for hundreds and hundreds of years, we understand the sacrifice that we gave, often unwillingly, to actually build this country. We understand our tears, our breath, our bones, our blood that has gone into this. So when you have folks who have recently come to the country, no one wants to take away from the contributions that immigrants have made to the country, but we've got to also talk about the foundation of the individuals who actually helped to build.
There you go again. Foundation. The fam, they love saying foundation so much for people who don't like foundational black Americans. See what's happening now, we whooping that ass. And they upset that they got to keep using terms that we use to identify ourselves. This is what this is really about. Yeah, they real mad. He over there looking defeated as hell. The foundation and the people who built this land. You don't like that because you want us to say immigrant, Democrat, Democrat. Now they're mad, brothers and sisters, that they got to come over here and try to use our lingo, because our lingo is what the people are resonating with. Our lingo is what's popping in the streets. Theirs is outdated, old, and defunct. Look how defeated they are, family. Look how he don't really want to say it. If you talking foundational black Americans, you've already stopped talking about immigrants, because foundational black Americans ain't no damn immigrants.
To take away from the contributions that immigrants have made to the country, but we've got to also talk about the foundation of the individuals who actually helped to build this country. And when you don't do that, there is a disrespect that is there. And that's why, many of folks who are, whether it's FBA or other, folks who want to make sure that folks are very clear about our contribution and not allowing it to be whitewashed, and making sure that folks understand everything that has been poured into this nation. And when others don't do that, who maybe are recent, then, it's not.
Then they asses get regulated. Then they asses get checked. Then they asses get ran out the paint. Yeah, that's what it is. Listen, family, I want y'all to understand this and listen very, very, very clear. Y'all notice how right here, he's saying, yeah, well, when people come over here to America and they don't respect the people who built the foundation, those people kind of, they don't really like it. That's funny that they'll say this now, but whenever we doing the checking, they always want to run interference. Y'all notice that, right? Notice how much they want to run interference, family, when foundational black Americans is checking people. I think they they're going to put some sugar on this G-checking. Roland, I know you got sugar in your tank. You got sugar on that sandwich, sugar in your refrigerator, sugar on all the damn food you eating. But let me tell you what ain't going to happen. Ain't going to be no sugar coating of delineation, family. Not at all. You disrespect, you get checked. On site, on deck.
An uncomfortable situation. It is an untruthful situation. And we've just got to make sure that we continue to put the spotlight on everything that we have done.
That's what we do. That's what we do, brothers and sisters. Ain't that exactly what the hell we do? Ain't that delineation? What you call delineation then? Notice, fam, they're trying to say everything that they always get mad at us about. They want to say foundation now. The foundation who built this country. You wouldn't even be saying foundation if it wasn't for us, because y'all still be calling us immigrant. That's what you would be doing. Notice there, fam, they're forced to say foundation. And notice also, they're trying to give a sugar-coated version of what we're supposed to do whenever somebody violates our ancestors. Roland, your ancestors ain't ours. And I'm going to be honest with you. I question his whole damn panel because I think they're a bunch of damn tethers. However, if you come around here and you disrespect our lineage, heritage, and culture, we will handle you how we see fit. I don't give a damn what Roland's trying to do because I know what he's up to. He's trying to make it look all soft and nice. He's trying to make it look like he don't say what he always says. Your homeboy, Shaboozey, he done got checked just like you, and we're going to check the next one and the next one and the next one. And we're going to bring it with all due disrespect because you disrespect us and we just match in energy. That's what this era does, fam. We match energy however you get it. Man, let me tell y'all this right here. This is what I mean. When you talk about these people, this is what they've been trying to push on foundational Black Americans. This is what they've been trying to do towards us. This is how they've been trying to disrespect us. Immigrants built America? What? Fam, this is Rainbow Coalition. This is why Julio Flea Not Newton was running around here and he was talking all of that talk about Rainbow Coalition. You ain't gonna rainbow the delineation movement at all. Because if you don't check these people on site, you're going to have people that come from all over. Remember, y'all, when they say immigrants built America, now they're telling you everybody who comes here is more valuable when they get here than us. And we've been seeing the disrespect since day one, and we're not going for it. Certified salute to my brothers and sisters. I was just talking to somebody who was 78 years old, and they was like, yeah, I was checking people who were foreigners just a few years ago, but I'm too old to do it now. So I applaud and love it when y'all do it. Because if ain't nobody gonna hold down the lineage, I know the regulators will. Damn right. And family, it's not just Shaboozey who's out there doing spins and circles and all of that, who's out there getting Grammys based on us. And remember, y'all, the Grammy that he got, you only getting that Grammy because you're doing genres of music that we created. Foundational Black Americans created hip hop, jazz, gospel. We created country music. We have created every single form of music in America. And this man comes over here, cosplays as a Black person, cosplays as an American, cosplays as someone who is an architect in the foundational, cosplays a country music singer, and disrespect us and think that whack ass apology gonna pop off. We reject that deposit. And family, you got to check him. And then you also got to check people like this. When I tell y'all they using foundational every time they turn around, I want y'all to see this burrito margarita. And I want y'all to see how the beluga burrito margarita, watch her throwing around foundational. Watch her say that Mexicans are the foundation of America. Family, we cooking. Let's go.
There's a conversation about how Black Americans built the foundation, but to only and solely say that Black Americans built the foundation of this country is erasing the history of the natives here and the Mexicans. Native Americans here were, I know in history, were taught like they were some savages, and no, there was civilization here. They had systems of agriculture, they had systems of trade. They knew about this land long before the white man did. The white man came, displaced them. I know that word, we use it lightly. They murdered, enslaved, beat, tortured these people. And the same happened with the Mexicans. Mexicans are considered immigrants in this country, but the Southwest was owned by Mexico. And
you're not considered immigrants in this country. You are immigrants in this country. What world are these individuals living in, my good brothers and sisters? What you mean we're considered immigrants? Did you immigrate to America? Yes or no? Did you flee your homeland? Yes or no? If you did one of those two, then that makes you an immigrant. You ain't got to like it. That's what you are. You better accept it. Notice, fam, they're slowly trying to change the rules. They're slowly trying to say, we're not immigrants. Y'all are immigrants. Y'all watching this the way I'm watching this? Y'all seeing this how I'm seeing it? Well, damn it, regulators ain't gonna stand for it either.
There was railroads, there was mining, there was cities, there were ranching. Before the white man knew what a cowboy was, Mexico had already had that down packed. There was trade. And once again, agriculture that the white man came, stole, and displaced us. And again, it is ignored. It is not talked about. We're meant to seem like we're immigrants in a country.
Ain't nobody trying to make nothing seem like it is. You're from Mexico. You came here as an immigrant. That's what immigrants for, fam. They want to just get rid of the whole word immigrant like it means nothing. And by the way, y'all notice how she's sitting there guessing? We did the road and that highway that one time by the bridge, and we had the taco truck. She can't even just let it flow. Y'all notice how quickly we let things flow and how quickly it goes when we're talking, because we're talking from the aspect of reality. Let's go ahead and check it. Fam, when I tell you foundational Black Americans built this country, when I tell you foundational Black Americans created everything, maintained and sustained it all the inventions, let's see how fast it flows when it comes to us. Family, in the chat right now, I want you to put every single invention that you know that Black Americans created. Not the fleers, not the jumpers, not the beluga burritos, none of them. Put all the inventions that foundational Black Americans created. And I want everybody watching, see how smooth it flows. And notice how much she was stuttering. Proceed. Family, they continue to run their mouth and we continue to check them.
That we laid the foundation to. So no, it's not only Black Americans who contributed to the foundation of this country. The country had foundation, had systems. White men took it over and made the enslaved Africans do the work.
Boy, y'all lighten up the chat. Y'all lighten up the chat, family. Let's go. Peanut butter, elevator. Let's go. Street light. Let's go. I see it. Cars, the traffic light, central heating. Let's go. Automobiles, GPS, the telephone, the elevator again, the folding chair. Shout out to Alabama, the typewriter, the internet. Let's go. The gear shift, low riders. Let's go. The synthesizer. Let's go. You see it, family? This FBA energy up in here. The doorknob. Fam, we done invented the doorknob and they ain't twisted the doorknob in America. They ain't lift a fingernail in America. And they got the nerve to talk about us potato chips. I'll go get mine because I got some in the cabinet right now. And I'll eat it this whole damn broadcast while I'm laughing at their ass if we want to go there. The AC, toilet, plumbing, let's go again, my family. The ink pen, let's go again. There'd be no U.S.A. without FBA. Video games, checkmate, let's go.
White men took it over and made the enslaved Africans do the work. And this was before the migration. So when we talk about the foundation of the country, we cannot ignore the contributions that Mexicans made to this country.
Well, I'm a Black American, foundational, indigenous, and I am ignoring you because you ain't do what you said you done did. You're lying. Oh, yeah, you didn't think that we was going to talk like that? You ain't heard? This is a whole new time and era. Everything we do is bold, it's brash, it's direct, and it's efficient. So I'm ignoring everything you said because everything you said was a lie. Everything that I say is the truth. And the truth don't stop the car for a lie. We built this thing. Y'all was watching it. How the hell you going to say I'm Mexican and I'm an American? How you going to say that I'm an indigenous person and I'm an immigrant? Everything that they're saying doesn't add up. And when you look in the chat and you look at every single thing that we built, family, I want y'all to know we're the only ones who have these conversations. This notion that people have conversations like we do, where they sit down and say, yeah, you know, peanut butter, the traffic light, toilet, computers, all of that belongs to us. They don't have them conversations like we do. Let's have a conversation, a real conversation about real things that real Americans created. And I promise you right now, brothers and sisters, they ain't going to be able to talk like we talk. Same way how when we start talking about the indigenous culture and the mounds all across America, they don't have those conversations. The reason why you don't see anybody having real, genuine conversations about inventions, creations, and the original people here is because they didn't do none of it because it ain't them. So miss me with all that we and all that us. Shaboozey ain't no we. Shaboozey ain't no us. Now, if you was talking about somebody in Africa, in Nigeria, who doesn't have any food tonight, no electricity, and no deodorant, then you can say us. Then you can say we. But when you're talking about foundational Black Americans, the people who built this country, maintain and sustain this country, and are still the life of this country, then you can cancel all that we and all that us. And you better start saying yo ass over there because we right here. Family, y'all look at this. This is where it all comes from. I want y'all to notice this type of energy. This is where all of that immigrants built America. Do y'all see a particular pattern and a particular trend? Watch this. Y'all look right here. Notice, fam, they've been talking all that immigrants built America. Well, let me show you where it comes from.
Resilience. They are ready to stand up and work like the devil.
Let's be clear. This is a nation founded by immigrants. Unless, you know, your history is of your ancestors being kidnapped and brought over on a slave ship, unless you are Native American, your people are immigrants.
America is a nation of immigrants. That's our strength. Unless you are one of the first Americans, unless you are a Native American, somebody somewhere in your past showed up from someplace else.
So we are.
What does Kamala Harris and Barack Obama have in common? Is Kamala Harris or Barack Obama a Black American, family? Are they indigenous to this country, family? Are those two particular individuals coming from the same heritage that we come from? Or do they all come from the same exact culture that Mr. Shaboozey come from? Obama got way more in common with Shaboozey than he do with foundational Black Americans. That is his people right there. Notice the play. If you see one of them, they're going to always talk immigrant talk.
Are a nation of immigrants.
We have to remain a nation of immigrants.
Mr. Speaker, we are a nation of immigrants.
We are a nation of immigrants, and that means that we're constantly being replenished.
We are a nation of immigrants. We have always opened our doors to asylum seekers.
We are a nation of immigrants. Mike Pence and I both are descended from immigrant families.
Is the Statue of Liberty reminding us of who we are and where we came from. We are a nation of immigrants.
A nation of immigrants. There you go, family. That right there. You see it. Everybody watched it. You see why now, family, that there is an FBA renaissance going on? Because if there ain't no FBA renaissance, there will be a Black American erasure. And the regulators, the certifieds, we are the ones disallowing it. We're the ones G-checking it. And we the ones making these folks jump back over the fences and run their dusty asses back home because they can't handle the pressure. That's what it is. Notice, y'all, Barack Obama talking that immigrant talk. He got elected. Kamala Harris talking that immigrant talk. She got selected. Yep. What did we do to both of their careers just last year? Y'all go ahead and rewind time. What happened when Kamala Harris came out and disrespected Janet Jackson? Did the certifieds not check her? Did the certifieds not run her ass completely out the paint? She's somewhere right now back in her homeland because it ain't here in America, and she drinking some Jack Daniels getting toasted. Barack Obama, what happened when he came out and he told Black folks we need to basically pick up our pants and go vote for Kamala? Did we not ruin his career? And by the way, when he said that, everybody behind him's hairlines were way the hell back on their Achilles heel. Family, it was a tether and a tether and another tether, and they were trying to tether on to our history. This is why I tell everybody we're the chosen ones, y'all. We got to check all these people on site, because if we don't, these people going to try to walk in our house, steal all the food out our refrigerator, go on right back to their village with no shame. See, the difference between us and them, they don't have no shame for none of this. This is why you got to full-time regulate like we do. Because, family, for Black Americans, taking from somebody, mooching off somebody and taking their ancestral presence, that ain't cool. We don't respect that as Black Americans. Black Americans don't respect somebody saying there's something that they're not. Somebody trying to steal somebody else's possession. Someone saying it ain't your ancestor, it's my ancestor. Even though their ancestors were way on the other side of the planet. We don't respect that. Black Americans, even if we down bad, we still gonna be down bad as ourselves. We never want to be nobody else. These people have no shame in that. And this is what people have learned with tethers and through the process of delineation. Now you're seeing these people will turn on each other quick as hell. These people will flip-flop quick as hell, and they have no shame, no backbone, no spine, which is simply saying, your kid is my kid. Your grandma is my grandma. I'm going to take an eraser. I'm going to erase the foundational Black American grandma, and I'm going to put my abula there. If you don't believe me, didn't we expose that Kamala Harris's grandma wasn't really her grandma? You see how quick she was willing to flip-flop on her own people? This is what tethers do. So Shaboozey ain't had no problem coming out and saying, well, you know, I'm y'all and we all the same. Because tethering is a culture. Tethering has always been a culture. But let me tell you the realest culture in the world. Why they say all of that about who built America, let's go ahead and tell everybody what it really is. We, foundational Black Americans, we are the people who built America. Make no bones about it.
Correct. If you look on a timeline, the history of the United States is still fairly brief, and slavery was abolished a mere 155 years ago. It wasn't just the White House that was built using slave labor, by the way. The building that serves as our country's political center, the United States Capitol, was built and rebuilt using slave labor after its sacking in the War of 1812. Although most northern states had abolished slavery by 1804, it's had its fair share of symbols erected using slave labor. If you're familiar with the Trinity Church in New York's financial district, you may not know that the clergy rented enslaved people to build its iconic spires, as well as the wall that used to snake down what we now know as Wall Street. Many of our forefathers were enslavers. Thomas Jefferson's entire property in Charlottesville, Virginia, Monticello, was built and run by enslaved people. Enslaved people also helped build our intellectual centers. Georgetown University, one of the country's oldest colleges, built most of its campuses after the sale of 272 enslaved people in the 1830s. Many schools with storied histories were built in part by enslaved people, including Harvard University's Law School and the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. That school's campus was maintained by slave labor until its abolishment in 1865. Poor record keeping and indifference by early historians makes it nearly impossible to know every contribution made to these buildings, but there's no doubt about how they got built.
Americans built.
Woo! Family, if you love your foundational Black American ancestors, throw 100 in the chat for me right now, because I know that you know and the world knows that foundational Black Americans are second to none. This all belongs to us. 100. Family, we built this, and there's pride in that. Delineation was a perfect thing at the right exact time. We love our ancestors. See, what you're doing now, you're dealing with people who love themselves. See, the world doesn't like it. The world wants us to hate ourselves the way they hate us. They want to project and reflect all their hatred onto us. They want to dump all their insecurities onto us. They're upset right now that in this era, foundational Black Americans, we are representing to the fullest. We're holding up our ancestors. You see all them hundreds in the chat right now? Them is real Black Americans who ain't playing about you talking about grandma. We ain't playing with you talking about grandpa. All the suffering and everything that we've been through so you can come over here and benefit, and then you want to disrespect us? You ain't going to disrespect us anywhere on this planet. You damn sure ain't going to disrespect us in our own home. That ain't happening because we've been through too much, and we won't allow it because we're going to hold it down. And remember, y'all, I say this all the time. If they can take your ancestors and they can say that your ancestors did not build America, your ancestors did not pick all the cotton, your ancestors weren't whooped, their ancestors weren't enslaved, eventually, fam, they're going to say that you don't exist. And then when you don't exist, then they're going to say your kids don't exist. I want you to see this 3-card Molly, y'all. It starts off with them erasing our ancestors who aren't here, and then they erase us who are here, and then the babies don't even stand a chance. It's very damn serious when people run around here and they say immigrants built America. Don't play with it, brothers and sisters. This is how an erasure starts. So they say, hey, it was really Mexicans who did it. That's what they're saying. Hey, this ain't a nation of Black Americans. This is a nation of immigrants. And then they say, well, you know, those Black kids of 2050, they're not really Black folks. They really come from Africa. Why you think they always trying to Africanize us? You see where I'm coming from? This is why when you see it, you spot it, you shut it down. Nothing in between, fam. What I tell y'all, we ain't taking no shorts and no losses. Family, but let's get back to it. This is what I want to show y'all even further. So Holland Martin has a panel full of hoes, and all of those hoes, they start talking that talk, and then it turns into the diaspora thing. Yeah, see, they were coming to bat for Mr. Shaboozey. All right, that's what they were doing. They seen Mr. Shaboozey come out right there and say how immigrants built this country. And Roland tried to see this as an opportunity where he can try to push off his democratic shilling. Y'all look at this right here. Watch how these individuals straight up and down start trying to turn this into a Black Americans is bads, immigrants is goods. Watch this.
Honors what Shaboozey's intention was, which if we look at the Grammys holistically, everybody was wearing those ice out pins, right? There was a heavy focus on immigrant and immigrant communities. So I can understand him getting overwhelmed and caught up in the moment, but I do think it's very, very important to understand that not everyone came to this country freely and willingly, right? It's important to honor the fact that some of the persons that built this country were kidnapped persons, right? From the same country that Shaboozey's family was from, but nonetheless kidnapped and didn't have.
And you mean the ones who sold other people? That what you mean? No, don't leave that out. You talking about Shaboozey comes from a background of people who sell each other. There you go.
Have a choice on whether they decided to cross the transatlantic or not. So I think it's important that we honor and revere that. But what I think it leads into a greater conversation, Roland, is there's often this friction between Africans, Caribbeans, and African Americans. And I think oftentimes we're just not hearing each other. And as a daughter of Haitian immigrants, I can understand the challenges with that, right?
Here we go. I told y'all, a whole panel full of hoes. Listen, it's a Tether panel speaking on who built America, led by the biggest, and I do mean biggest, Tether, Roland Martin.
Daughter of Haitian immigrants, but then went to Howard University. And I often feel that I'm living in this dichotomy, right, between being Black American and being Haitian American. And sometimes it is challenging to marry those identities, right? But I think the best way to do that and moving forward is A, making sure that we're hearing each other, but B, making sure that we are honoring and reverencing each other's histories. And I think it starts, Roland, with making sure we know each other's histories, right? There's often times where I'm having conversations with my African-American friends. They have no idea about Haiti or its contributions to freedom at all. And then sometimes I'm having conversations with my African-American friends, and they're teaching me about things that I didn't know that happened here in the civil rights era. Howard University was actually my first time where I got to learn a lot of these concepts, both about Haiti.
No. Hell no. You ain't gonna sit there and make it look like we don't understand what's been on in Haiti. Black Americans always understood about 1804. We were the ones out there when y'all had that earthquake that you're still getting temporary protection status from. We were the ones saying, come on in. Black Americans know more about all of these other places. And guess what, brothers and sisters? They know about us. They just play stupid because it benefits them. Don't let her sit there and say, I didn't know things about America. I had no idea. You knew damn well what went on in America. Fam, do you know how she knows? It's because you immigrated here. How in the hell do you know so much about a place that you immigrate to it, but you don't know what's going on with Black people? You know damn well, don't try to 50-50. There's a lack of understanding. If we just had a conversation and talked about it, hell no. And by the way, all that contributing to freedom, 1804 did not contribute to freedom in the United States of America. We had plenty of revolts for that. Matter of fact, family, hold up. Before we get back to this, Dusty, let me just say this, okay? I'm going to make this clear. Black Americans right here in America, we didn't need 1804 to get out there and go kick up some dust and free ourselves, all right? The Civil War was a slave rebellion. It was not inspired by 1804, family, all right? We had enough riders, we had enough certifieds back then that we knew what time it was. So we ain't like them, where they're in the 21st century and they still out here under the boot of the colonizer, not knowing what the hell to do. Best plan still won't work. We ain't out here getting whooped on when you outnumber the person whooping you 1 to 1 million. We know how y'all been over there. If anything, we was looking and saying, how in the hell y'all over there getting whooped on and y'all got the numbers? The same way right now today, we looking and saying, y'all getting whooped on with less and y'all are over there now hating on us. That's the same way our ancestors was. And by the way, there wasn't no damn radio and television. They act like it was the internet. Like we was on the internet way the hell back in the 1800s saying, oh man, you see what happened in Haiti? Oh, let me get on Twitter. Let me get on Instagram real quick. Oh, they over there revolting. Oh my God, Papa Doc. Oh, damn, Haitians is over there. We should do this. Wasn't no damn Instagram. Wasn't no damn internet back in the 1800s to inspire us, okay? What it really is that you knew what was going on here in the United States of America, homegirl. You just came over here to get down with them white folks. That's what it is. Because immigration is really about proximity to whiteness. And you know that, and I know that, and the world knows that. And you don't like the fact that we calling it out. Black Americans, we knew what was going on over there in South Africa with apartheid. We knew about it. How come you ain't know about what's going on over here? We knew what happened over there in Jamaica. We know what happened in Haiti. We knew all about what went on in the diaspora. Hell, we went over there and fought for y'all a lot of times. We were freedom fighters for ourselves and freedom fighters for y'all. And y'all ain't gave us one half of a thank you. You ain't said, hey, nice to see you. Y'all ain't say none of that. Y'all walked right around that. And then Nelson Mandela came over here and he told Khalid Muhammad that he ain't interested in our problems. So family, if Nelson Mandela comes over here and he tells Khalid Muhammad, and Khalid Muhammad roasted his ass, by the way, if Nelson Mandela says he knows what's going on with Black Americans, he just don't give a damn. Isn't that the same exact thing that these tethers do? They know what goes on with Black Americans. They just don't give a damn. How do you know that they know what goes on with us? You come over here and you know about our hip hop music. You know about country music. You know about our style. You know how to dance like us. You know how to have a fake Black American accent. You know how to call into a Black Alpha space and say, hey, I'm really from South Carolina and your ass is from Zimbabwe. So how you know about all these things that benefit you, but you don't know about the oppression? That's what you call calling your ass bluff. And we ain't having that. So you can see this Haitian woman right here. That's exactly what the hell she's doing. Only problem with her, fam, she didn't think that there'd be a generation like ours that would check her on sight.
And African Americans in a shared context. And so I think it's really important that we extend grace to people who may not have that language and learning, but we have to continue to teach one another.
No, fam. No, you notice she said all that to basically say, y'all be nice and extend grace. Ain't no damn grace. What the hell do you call us fighting apartheid? What the hell do you call us going over to Ethiopia and putting our life on the line? What the hell do you mean when you got all these people who are Black Americans who are risking our own citizenship to go over to Africa and Jamaica and Haiti to help them? Ain't that grace that you speak of? What more grace do you want? What more grace, fam? They want us to go to Ethiopia, go to South Africa, go fight ICE, go have an ICE out, go in front of the no hands parade. Everything is always what we need to do. What the hell you gonna do for us? Other than get right here, need some damn Vaseline, and then tell us what we got to do. No, you got to shut the hell up when foundational Black Americans are talking. That's how we moving with it, fam. You will not cosplay, sugarcoat, or steal our foundational Black American icons. We just had Huey Flea Newton last week trying to pull it, and we done shut his ass down. And we'll do the same thing to you. Roland know what up. Your boss to get this smoke.
It's, I think, critically important that education on these matters be understood. Listen, one of the things that I've always said is that if you are one
of the things Roland Martin always says is, I'll take all the food on the menu. That's one of the things you always say, and I'm sure you're going to always say it again tomorrow. Hell, you're probably saying it right now. The only thing you always say is, yes, sir, yes, boss, what's the matter? We sick? And I'll take a number 5, 6, 7 in the all-you-can-eat buffet, since we talking about what you always say, Holland.
African immigrant, or you are a Black immigrant coming to this country, whether it is an African country, whether it is the Jamaica, the Bahamas, if it's St. Kitts, if it's Bermuda, does not matter, that you need to understand the history of people of African descent in the United States. It's no different that if I, as an African American, went to Bermuda, went to the Bahamas, went to other countries where there are Black people, then I need to have an understanding of the history of people in those countries. The reality is, and I went to the square in Jamaica, where they had the huge posters. And when I was there last time, they had the history there in the airport. And I took different photos showing you the freedom fighters of Jamaica, the people who actually fought slavery in Jamaica. And so what we have to recognize is that slavery just was not fought in the United States. Haiti was a battle where they got their independence.
Yep, Black Americans know that. And what's your point? Y'all notice, fam? Y'all notice Roland, first off, he was talking about what they need to do when they come here. Do y'all see how quick that just shifted onto what we need to know? You see what I'm talking about the passive-aggressive, disingenuous behavior from these people? Family, when Roland first started talking, and I'm talking 15 seconds ago, he was talking about how when they come here, they got to listen to us. Somehow you blink, and now he's trying to lecture us. You think you're slick, Roland. Can't nobody miss you, Roland. No one can miss you, okay? You block up the sun. We see you, all right? Nice little shift right there. They need to know about our history, and when they get here, they need to fall in line. But they ain't gonna do that because they come over here to get in line with them W folks.
You talk about other slave rebellions. What took place in Haiti inspired what took place in the United States when it came to the slave rebellion. But the other thing is this here.
There you go. There you go, family. It inspired it. Fam, how the hell would you know, Roland? Because you ain't from America. Roland Martin, you are a tether anchor baby. That's what you are, okay? You are tether anchor baby. You're not qualified to speak on us. Watch, family, how he gave that little sugar right there. Well, you know, and we need to learn. Now watch him start trying to say, well, y'all FBAs now, what y'all needs to do. Watch this.
This is what's also, I think, important, not just for a Shaboozey, not just for Black immigrants, but also for a lot of African Americans.
There you go.
We also have to, and I think Bernice King did a great job with this, to get people to understand that you had nearly 250 years of chattel slavery. But then you had Reconstruction. Then you had 92 years of Jim Crow. And then you had post-Jim Crow. So what often happens is we isolate slavery as if the next 100 years didn't exist. You go.
What the hell is this man talking about? Family, what is this? Is he trying to tell us about Jim Crow? Is he trying to tell us about the black code? What is he trying to talk about here? Because Roland, different between me and you, my ancestors were going through that while your folks was over there in Haiti. Y'all see this right here? I told you he was going to say all of that, and then he starts trying to spin, well, what we need to do, fam, they're we and us, and they whenever they want to be. This is why you got to shut down the tether, fam. They think they got a full-time pass just to jump from nationality to nationality when it suits them. We know all about our history. Don't nobody just isolate slavery. We call it all out because guess what? Unlike you, Roland, we go against the system of supremacy. What you do, you love the system of supremacy if it's done by Joe Biden. You see the difference?
Listen, you had the 1875 Civil Rights Act that was declared unconstitutional. There was not another Civil Rights Act passed by Congress until 1957. You can't act like that didn't exist. And so I think one of the mistakes people say, well, slavery was a long time. Okay, yeah, you're right. But there was some shit that went down after slavery that still was screwed up for black folks. That, to me, Joe, is a mistake that is constantly made as if the 100 years after slavery ended, act like it didn't exist. Oh, it did.
What the hell that got to do with Shaboozey? What the hell does that got to do with anything? Fam, they always go into this thing where they want to start lecturing us about our history. That's one of the things we've been calling out, family. Y'all notice they always go into this thing where they'll start lecturing us about our history. I have literally no idea what Roland was talking about because he wasn't saying nothing. He was right there tether babbling. That was a tether babble from a big tether right there, family. He starts talking about Black Americans being inspired by 1804. Somehow it turns out that Black Americans don't know about Jim Crow. Who? What? Everybody knows about it. Isn't it funny, family? I want y'all to think about this. Isn't it funny that they'll sit there and act like they didn't know about Jim Crow? They didn't know about the Civil Rights era? But half the tethers say that they were over here marching with us. Ain't it for, boy, I caught you there, didn't I? Boy, I got you. You thought you had something. You know you done effed up, right? You bought the bottle of beer, or in Roland's case, you bought the all-you-can-eat buffet, all right? You thought you had that buffet, didn't you, Roland? I know I upset you. I done took that buffet away from you, hurt. Family, I want y'all to think about this. They'll tell us that they didn't know about civil rights. They didn't know about marching. They didn't know about Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. But yet they come over here and they say that they were marching with us. They say they were marching with us but didn't know about it. They didn't know about it, but they were marching with us. Same exact thing that Mexicans do. Oh, we had no idea, brother. We had no clue this was happening, but we were with you the whole time. If you were with us, how come you didn't know? Yeah, because you really weren't there. And people used to let that slide. Why people used to accept that? We don't accept that. Roland right there babbled, made no points because Roland is really trying to duck because we made the block hot. I'm going to tell you right now, on social media, everybody who is a Black American is roasting Shaboozey. Everybody is, family. And Roland understands. I was looking at Roland's chat. Roland had some people in his chat that was calling out Shaboozey. That's why Roland's trying to be nice. Notice Roland ain't said one insult yet. He ain't said Simple Simon, you fool. Notice he ain't said none of that. Notice he ain't said you're Tariq Nasheed. Notice that, family? Roland is out there ducking right now because he's looking at delineation. He's saying, damn, delineation got Shaboozey making an apology. You see what we saying, family? This is what we talk about these individuals. They know what it is.
Yeah, you know, our dear brother, and I'm embarrassed his name escapes me, that's down deep in the South and had the book and the movie that Jamie Foxx starred in, talks about this in his book. And he talks about this quite a bit, about how effectively slavery just continued. It changed its face a bit. He talks about this and really breaks this down. And so I think to your point, not only do we need to understand, if I go to Bermuda, if I go to Haiti, Jamaica, I need to understand, you know, what happened there. And then people coming from other parts of the world, immigrants, et cetera, Black immigrants need to understand what happened here as it pertained to African Americans. But African...
Fam, ain't that what we've been saying? Family, how is it okay now when they saying it? Brothers and sisters, everybody, right now, we got 3.2 thousand people in the chat. I need all 3.2 thousand of y'all to smash the like button right now. This is the hottest show in America right now, family. Ain't nobody else got 3.2 thousand and talking about what we talking about. So applaud yourself. Family, you notice that they're saying what we say, but they got a problem when we say it? That's all we've been saying. All that, y'all's a hate group now. Y'all mean. All we've been saying is when you come here, wipe your feet at the floor. That's it. Check yourself. Don't walk around here disrespecting us, and you can do whatever you want. Black Americans ain't worried about you. Just don't come around and say that you built America. And it's funny that they're saying the same thing that we say, but they have a whole hissy fit when we say it. You know why, brothers and sisters? Because we forcing their ass to say it, because they know delineation to do what it did to Royland, it'll do what it did to Joy Reid, it'll do what it did to Don Lemon, it'll get their asses fired. That's really what this is about. They are treading very lightly.
What happened here is pertaining to African Americans, but African Americans have to reconnect to what happened.
Here we go.
To us, to our descendants all that time ago, and how they prayed and struggled their way into a better future for us, even as they said, maybe not for me, but for them. So, and I also think that if we do a better job of that as African Americans today, you know, you walking around and you got an American Express gold card, and your situation is great. You could be as progressive as they come and be against ICE and everything, but you got a different reality. And how intentional are we about making sure we're educating, connecting people, connecting our people, our relatives, our friends, to what happened before, so that we can continue to chart a path forward and act with the proper urgency. So we
family, what the hell is this man talking about? If he don't sit down and shut the hell up, that's what you call foundational Black Americans and this renaissance. Did he just say that we, Black Americans, all of us, we need to reconnect with our ancestors and our history? Ain't that what we've been doing for the last 10 years? Ain't that the reparations generation? Ain't that foundational Black American certified Black society, the FBA Renaissance? That's exactly what the hell we've been doing. Fam, you see how out of touch these people are? While they running around here, getting on their knees, piping every single Democrat they can find, we've been out here holding down the ancestors. And by the way, if you want to connect to the ancestors, then how come you don't support reparations? We are the reparations generation. We're so in tune with the ancestors that we going back to get a check based on what happened to them. A check, by the way, that Roland don't support. Remember that, Roland? You don't support a Black American reparations check, and you don't support an anti-Black American hate crime protection, because you ain't no damn Black American. And you ain't gonna show up today after you just left Longhorn Steakhouse, and then you stopped at Applebee's, then you went to Olive Garden. This MF even stopped at Burger King. All right, he was at Hardee's, I heard. You done went to every restaurant on the strip and then got here and tried to tell us that we need to connect to the past. We are the past, and we are the present, and we are the future of America. And you are the past, the present, and the future of tethers who ain't from America. And we reject your damn deposit just as well as Shaboozey. All right, so you and Shaboozey need to go over there and get busy and stay the hell out of FBA business. Fam, this is why we delineate. This is why we separate. And this is why I tell everybody, happy Foundational Black American History Month. Yes, it is foundational Black American History Month. Not just a regular history month, not just Black. No, it is a foundational Black American History Month. And we out there, right there, family, dropping them hammers and dropping them bows on those who oppose, because we ain't playing none of them games today. So you see right there, family, this is why we delineate, we separate, and we regulate. This is why we have created the specificity of being foundational Black Americans and enforced it, brought it all the way home. None of these people, by what we displayed, have our best interests on the table. They want to take, make excuse, and make excuse. These people are not here for foundational Black American benefit or welfare. They're here to get welfare from us and to benefit from us. That's what it's all about. They're giving these falsehoods, these smearing, these slander versions of what we know is the truth. Family, everybody I just showed you, they couldn't be more far away from the truth. What your average, everyday, working class Black American is standing on, lineage, ain't what they standing on. They want to steal from us. They want to take, and no replenishing. And we ain't going for it. And like I told y'all before, the streets ain't having it neither. And when the streets ain't having it, the brothers and sisters in the boardroom ain't having it. Even the folks in the church ain't going for it. What they gonna do? None.
Now, Shaboozey, my Nigerian brother, you got out on people's stage and said this.
Immigrants built this country, literally.
So you just gonna disrespect and discredit my ancestors. So you telling me that people who migrated over here, willingly came to America, are the ones who built this country? Not the slaves who was forced over here, forced to do free labor, forced to build the infrastructure, the railroads, buildings, ports, farmlands, and all types of other stuff. No, not the slaves. They didn't build America. The immigrants did. Migration is a choice. Slavery was not a choice. I don't like making political videos because I am not a Republican, nor am I a Democrat. Me, I agree with Malcolm X. He said, we don't organize any black man to be a Democrat or a Republican because both of them have sold us out. Both of them have sold us out. Both parties have sold us out. Both parties are racist, and the Democrat Party is more racist than the Republican Party. So I don't vote. I don't believe in this jacked up system that's really made against me as a black man, not to be a victim. I just don't believe that it was made for me. I am not for ICE, and I'm not against ICE. I'm neither one.
I'm for ICE, and I'm all the above. And family, when I tell y'all that we are all the above, what I mean by that is this, family. I want everybody to have an ICE day. That's what I want you to do, family. I want you to have the best ICE day that you can possibly imagine. Because when you out here standing on our business, these people are crashing out because they ain't got no business. The only business they have is coming over here and trying to speak on foundational Black Americans, and they are not equipped, they are not qualified, and they're not verified to do so, if you feel where I'm coming from. Now, family, you know it's bad in the street when that wasn't the only person that they were out here giving those awards to. I told y'all the Tethers was watching. Watch this Tether lady. And she's so excited that Shaboozey won, but Cynthia Erivo won. And a bunch of other Tethers won because they were trying to replace us. Watch this.
Congratulations to Collins Obinna Chibueze, popularly known as Shaboozey. He won his first Grammy Award last night. Oh, you didn't know that Shaboozey is Igbo? He is Igbo. And also congratulations to Cynthia Erivo Amarachukwu. She won a Grammy Award last night. Congratulations to...
How many of y'all knew that? How many of y'all knew that simultaneously with Shaboozey won, so did Cynthia Erivo? Because the same thing that they're trying to do with the music, they've been trying to do with the movies. We see it. Everybody who plays a Black American is somebody who ain't a Black American. And you see the Tethers, there's no shame. No shame, fam. I told y'all, no spine. They sit there like, it's cool, it's okay, we win, we get it. You see, fam? Coming over here and taking from us is their favorite thing.
To her. And lastly, congratulations to Tyler Okoma. He won a Grammy Award last night as well. 3 big global artists with Igbo roots.
Wait, I didn't even know. Tyler, he's Igbo? He Nigerian? I don't, listen, fam. You won't never hear me listening to that, okay? I'm telling you that today, family. I'll listen to Vanilla Ice greatest hits before I listen to Tyler, the Creator, all right? I didn't know he was Nigerian, fam, so all the Nigerians was winning. This was just one big Nigerian fest. Fam, did they try to have an Essence Festival at the Grammys? Did they try to have an Essence Festival because we shut it down, fam? I did not know this. This is news to Black Alpha. I had no clue. So they were getting them the Diaspora Awards. Damn. Didn't know it, family. This was the Diaspora Awards because Black Americans ain't really rocking with them, so they got to go and try to contrive it. Got it.
Won a Grammy Award last night. Congratulations to Shaboozey, Cynthia, and Tyler. Of course, you know I always love celebrating Igbo excellence. Period. Igbos are dominating globally.
But you ain't dominating Nigeria locally. How about that? She said Igbos are dominating globally, but Igbos ain't dominating Nigeria locally. That's the thing, fam. You got all this energy to dominate globally, fam. And every week, fam, it's always some new artists. They'll be talking about Tim's is dominating globally. And then they'll turn around and say Burna Boy dominating globally. But when you go to their homelands, they get dominated by the colonizer. So it's never anything about focusing on self. And by the way, have y'all noticed they always associate global icons with African artists, but they don't ever do it with Black American artists? When was the last time somebody came around and they said Kendrick Lamar is a global artist? And he is. When was the last time somebody said that, family? Nobody ever says Chris Brown is a global artist. Chris Brown just went across the world. Kendrick just went across the world simultaneously. Beyonce just went across the world. No one ever calls them international global icons. It'd be one African artist that, quite frankly, has songs that Black Americans couldn't even listen to. Fam, I wouldn't know a Shaboozey song if they played that damn thing on repeat on the radio. Same with Burna Boy. Don't listen to it. You ever notice it's always these are international superstars, but they don't never say Beyonce's one. They don't never say Kendrick. They'll say Beyonce from Houston, Texas. They'll say Chris Brown from Virginia. They'll say Kendrick Lamar from California. But whenever it comes to Shaboozey, then it turns into international superstar who's dominating. You need to dominate your homeland. But that's the thing, ain't it, though? You'd rather come over here and put your nose in my homeland's business because you're more concerned with being next to foundational Black Americans, because everything that you couldn't build over there, you want to build over here. And that's the point, brothers and sisters. You cannot immigrate to a country and say you built the country. Immigrant means you came. Built means you were already here. Oxymoron. And another thing you can't do is come over here to this country and talk about how you're a creator. When if you could create, and if you can build and you can maintain, you would have did all of that back home. Remember, y'all, the F in FLIR stands for failure. The T in tether stands for thief. And I've never seen a tether or a FLIR. I've never seen a thief or a cosplayer or a hopper or skipper or jumper ever be somebody who's ever got it on their own. So you can tell off rip who these individuals are. And they're obsessed with Black American culture. Family, let me tell y'all this. A lot of people don't know. Tethering is a culture. Tethering is not an individual to individual basis. A lot of people think a tether is just one guy here, skip, 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 another one, skip, skip, skip. Family, how do you know tethering ain't a culture? Because half the time when you meet these people, they all regurgitate the same talking points, don't even know each other. You got a tether right now who's in Michigan and a tether right now who's in Brooklyn. Ain't ever seen each other. Both would say the same thing, have the same behavior as Black Americans. Over in Africa, over in Jamaica, over in Haiti, down in Mexico, they all act like coming to America is going to college. You know how we'll send somebody off to college, have a nice little celebration when they get home. That's how it is with tethers, family. They love it. Little kids grow up and what do you want to be, little Mutombo? Do you want to be an architect? No. Do you want to be a builder? No. A doctor? No. Nurse? No. What do you want to be? I want to be a tether. I want to have a passport and I want to flee. You see what I'm talking about, family? They want to flee, and that is where they feel culture's at. Why do you think they keep on pressing up new little FLIR babies? Family, there's a lot of FLIR babies out there, okay? We got to be honest, okay? We're going to have to start calling that the fleabies, okay? There's a lot of fleabies out there. New one, jot it down, mark it down. A lot of these fleabies, okay, FLIR babies. And then fleabies, they've been watching their family. They've been watching their ancestors. They've been watching their elders. And they've been watching their role models all get praised for running away from their homeland. So those little fleabies, they grow up to be big fleabies. And then big fleabies, they come over here, family, and then they start winning awards and they start talking and acting like that right there. And family, when they're not talking and acting like that right there, then fleabies is out there doing this. They busting it wide open. This is right here a product of a flea bee, family. I want everybody to know this, fam. This right here is a product of a flea bee family. All right. If you are a little child out there and you are looking up to your flea bee parents, and eventually you become a flea bee parents, it is only natural that your flea bee ways will be busting it wide open on the red carpet for Zaddy, because that's the last stop for a flea bee. So brothers and sisters, please believe me. Check this out. If it ain't bad enough, watch this. I seen this, family. It was crazy. So you already got people saying that immigrants built America. Cap. You already got people saying that they've been here since day one. Cap. Do you know now, family? You got people coming out there and saying Black Americans are immigrants and we need to just say we are. Fam, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. All across social media, fam, these little flea bees, they've been promoting that. Watch this right here, what I'm about to show you. You're about to see a woman say that we're not settlers. Then she says we're not native or indigenous. She said we must be immigrants. And then she says, call her an immigrant and call us all an immigrant. You can't make this up, fam. The ushering out of the indigenous foundational Black Americans and trying to usher in immigrants is in full swing. Problem for them, they run into a wall every time because we ain't going no damn where. We standing right here on business and we checking their ass, guarantee it. Look at this, fam. This is what I mean when I tell y'all these individuals are out here. This woman says immigrants built this country. Enslaved Africans were forcibly migrants. Watch this.
Personally, I don't get mad about the phrase immigrants built this country because I include African Americans in that phrase with an asterisk that our migration was not voluntary. Now, voluntary is obviously doing heavy lifting there because a lot of immigrants come to this country because they cannot provide for their families in their home countries because it's been destabilized. There's no jobs, not enough resources. They have to leave in order to provide for their families. And so is that really voluntary? Like if you're being pushed out because
You goddamn right that's voluntary. Ain't nobody make you leave. Ain't nobody put that blunt to your lips and make you smoke it. What you talking about? What you, the hell no. You damn right that is. You damn right. Fam, is she trying to make it look like migrants didn't leave on their own? Is she trying to make it look like it's just something that happened? Hell no. Fam, brothers and sisters, y'all hear this? She's trying to make it look like, did they really leave on their own? Weren't they kind of forced to leave? Yeah, they're forced to leave because they chose to leave because they never built their homeland. That's what the hell they did. You damn right.
there's nothing else there, you know what I mean? I wouldn't consider, the what they call New Orleans diaspora, right? The almost like 1 million people that had to leave because of Katrina. I wouldn't call them voluntary. I wouldn't call that voluntary migration. They were forced out.
Oh, hell no. Hell, fam, she's in the dark. She's hiding that hairline. Family, did she just compare people who were removed from New Orleans after Katrina, who stayed in their own country? Did she just compare them to migrants? Did she just sit there and say, they're kind of like migrants too? I mean, I wouldn't say that they were forced either. They're kind of all the same, right? Hell no. You ain't no immigrant if your ass moved across the street. You ain't no migrant if you move within the borders. That is specifically directly for people who fled their country and their homeland. Fam, she trying to make it look like all of us who done went and got a U-Haul are migrants. You see this, fam? This is a flea bee. This is a damn flea bee. I bet her damn parents are from Jamaica or Haiti.
Right? And I view it the same with people that had to leave their homelands in the global south and everything else. So I don't get mad about it. I see that a lot of African Americans are mad about it. They feel like it erases our contribution. But if you include African Americans in the word immigrant with an asterisk, then it doesn't erase it. It just doesn't center us. And also, the only other people besides African Americans that get mad about the phrase immigrants built this country are racist white people who think they did all the work. And it's like, no, y'all didn't. There's a reason why a whole group of people were enslaved. What else is slaves gonna do? Work. That's the whole reason people.
Yeah, and guess what? All of those damn tethers, they come over here and want to be next to the W's. That's why Shaboozey's running around here singing country music. And good point. She got the gap. She's trying to hide that hairline. And she's saying we are immigrants. This woman ain't no black American. She a flea bee.
African slaves were lazy. They talking about themselves. Okay. But I include myself in the immigrant. My ancestors an immigrant, even though the migration was involuntary, because our ancestors were not here 10,000 years ago.
What?
Those are Native Americans. We weren't settlers. The white Europeans were settlers. Okay, up until, obviously a certain point, because then there was more immigration from Europe, but they weren't settling the area. And immigrant would be the closest thing. So if you feel we are not part of the immigrant class, then we need to find another word because we ain't Native. What that does is erase Native Americans.
Oh, okay, family. Here you go. I want y'all to see the reverse tether psychology. She got a problem with us saying that we are the natives because she believes that erases the natives. but she don't believe calling us immigrants erases the foundationals. Y'all see that play? Y'all see that, family? Boy, she lying through them gat teeth that you can drive a semi through. Look at this right here, family. Oh, don't say that to the natives. We ain't no damn immigrants. And we ain't gonna come up with no term. Fam, she said we just need to come up with a new term. She said, let's just call ourselves immigrants now. This is an I want to be an immigrant. Anytime you see somebody that wants Black Americans to be an immigrant and they're claiming they're a Black American, they're not really a Black American. Straight up and down, y'all.
Really migrated here. Okay, we were trafficked here. So closest thing would be immigrant. We got to find a new word then. If we don't like the word immigrant, we got to find a new word. And then we got to understand it's going to take a few decades for that word to catch on. And then we got to understand it's going to take a few decades for that word to catch on. But personally, to keep my peace, I just include myself an immigrant. And also, I think most immigrants include us.
No, the hell they don't. Boy, let me tell you something, boy. You want to talk about a fool, okay? Capitals all the way. You see that right there, family? Listen to what they're doing, right? You see that? This woman goes on this whole tirade about how we just need to call ourselves immigrant, come up with a new term. And it's going to take hundreds of years to come up with this new term now. Let's just all say we immigrants now. This whole thing of everybody who's not white is something, that has never worked for Black Americans because it isn't true, okay? If anything, it needs to be everybody who's not Black American. Freeze. Let me catch that. Good point. Y'all notice they always want to put us in a group of everybody who's not a white person. You're a person of color. You're a minority. You're a Black and brown. Everything that's not white gets put in this big old group together while white folks can be in their own exclusive group. What we've done, Black Americans, what we've been saying now is everybody who's not a Black American is in their own group. Yep. I'm talking about the mayos. I'm talking about the burritos. I'm talking about the tacos. All of them. Mr. Jolloff, you with them. Everybody who's not a Black American can be in their own group. They had no problem telling us that we in group with people because we not all whites. You see what I'm saying? Isn't it funny they got a problem when we put everybody other than us in one group? Yet they've been doing that to us for how long? How long has it been that way, brothers and sisters? It's always y'all are on paper a part of a group nobody signed up for. Well, what's the criteria for this group? Oh, anybody who's not white. And we said, okay, cool. Well, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to cancel all them names and we're going to say we got a foundational Black American lineage, heritage, and culture that is specific to us. We ain't making up something on paper. We got a genuine lineage. And if you're not a part of our lineage, then all of y'all are in one big group. It ain't cool when we put all y'all in a group now, is it? Now you want to come to the table and come up with all of this. We ain't no damn immigrants. We ain't taking up no name. Foundational is cool. Freedmen is cool. Black American is cool. You're still trying to get us to play the game. See, this is what I knew was coming, brothers and sisters. Now what we're in the stage of they're going to throw out a bunch of names because they're trying to get us off of the identifier of foundational Black American. That's what it is, family. They don't want us to be foundational Black American. So you got people right there saying, well, we can just all say we immigrants now. How about that one? Nope. We reject your deposit, fam. We out here rejecting everybody's damn deposit. Everybody getting a deposit rejected. And it should be. Because, fam, if not, you're going to see stuff like this right here. Look at this, family. You want to talk about more people trying to say we're immigrants? Watch this lady. She swears by God that Black Americans were picking cotton as immigrants. Watch this.
So much to protest right now, y'all. We live in a country that was built by immigrants. It was built on our backs, from the White House to the railroads, from cotton to culture. Immigrants and their descendants built this country. From cotton to culture, immigrants and their descendants built this country. From the White House to the railroads, from cotton to culture, immigrants and their descendants built this country.
Family, brothers and sisters, when did immigrants pick cotton? When did immigrants build the White House? When did immigrants build anything in the United States of America, family, that Black Americans didn't already build? Did she just say from the White House to picking cotton, immigrants built this country? You got wrong, family. You got ignorant, and then you got that right there. Somebody get this woman a trophy. Get her a trophy, family. By the way, the fact that she's standing on the steps and her hairline is going up about 5 steps and all the way back against that gate, it makes me wonder. I think she's a tether. Family, this is tether logic. And all you hear is tether spewing this nonsense. It makes no sense. And they get G-checked for every single thing they got We running them pockets is what we doing now, family. Black Americans were out there picking the cotton and building the White House, not no damn immigrants, despite how much you and that faded hairline says it was.
Culture, immigrants and their descendants built this country. And I say that knowing that right now, people in this country are being rounded up based on their skin tones and their occupations in other parts of this country. This country, I guess, has always had a history of rounding up people based on their skin tones and occupations for one reason or another. So while we play this funk music, while we sing, while we dance, know that.
And you're going to play funk music, Black American. You're going to do dances, Black American. And you right there where Black Americans built. But you just glossed over Black Americans in the process. Fam, that right there is the disrespect that I'm always talking about. That right there. You sit there and you talk about Black American culture, Black American music, Black American dances, and Black America, and you just skip over Black Americans. No saying, no nothing about us. Just skipped over us like we're not even present, like we're not even available, like we ain't even there, like it's all sweet and all good in the hood. This is why if they got no respect, then we got no respect. And the difference, fam, they don't respect Black Americans and we never done nothing. We don't respect them because how they act. And we matching all the energy in the process. See what it is, fam? They think they're going to come over here and just do everything that we created and just walk out the door because they got used to that. The Democrats made them very, 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 very comfortable just coming in, taking things and leaving. You know, you come here to America, you steal from Black Americans, and that's what it is. Basically, it's like this, fam. This is the life of a tether. You are born in a certain place that you did not build. You're a little flea bee baby, and then you migrate to America. You steal all the resources off of Black Americans, then you die, and then the next era of flea bees come on over here. And what we've done is that we said, all of your asses can either stay over there or come over here and get checked, but you ain't getting nothing from us. This is now why you're seeing so many people upset, broke down, and angry. And they're going to stay that way. They're going to stay angry, and they're going to stay upset because we're not allowing them people to come over here and take away from us. Family, don't you ever in your life let somebody take something that belongs to you. That has happened too long. It will not happen no more. Because if you don't, you're going to have people running around here saying hip-hop is 50-50. They're going to say gospel is 50-50. Now they're saying building America is 50-50. Things that we knew when we grew up were exclusive to Black Americans. They trying to say it ain't exclusive to us no more. And they're upset, family, because we have upset the apple cart and threw a wrench in the game. And we saying, no, it's the same old Black American creations with the same old Black Americans. Only difference is that these Black Americans are far more bold with everything we do and say. And that's pissing them off. And they're going to stay mad. Let me show y'all why they so mad and upset, though, brothers and sisters. You got people out there who are crashing out, falling out. You got people who are down bad. And then you got a lot of brothers and sisters who say, stay mad because everything that you thought you had back in the day, we realized it was all one big scam.
Out having immigrants on this app demanding that Black people go outside and fight for them, while simultaneously seeing immigrants like Shaboozey, who do have some amount of privilege and power in this space, go on national television and erase the contributions of Black Americans. Like, so at the same time that immigrants are demanding that we put our physical bodies on the line, our lives on the line for them, they're immigrants who actually have a voice, a platform, instead of saying something that actually helps immigrants and pushes back against what's happening to immigrants. You choose to take that opportunity to erase Black Americans. And the crazy thing about it is, like, I saw somebody in the comment section of a Black woman talking about this same thing. Someone said, well, what should he have said? Like, there weren't options. Like, literally one fucking word could have changed everything and created a bridge and a real fucking conversation, possibly. All you had to do was say, and helped. Immigrants helped build this country. Because I'm not here to deny that immigrants have made a contribution to America, right? Not here to deny that. But to make the statement that immigrants built this country, you literally are erasing Black Americans. You're erasing slavery. You're erasing all of the things that we have been through, civil rights, all of the things that give you access in this country. You are like, it blows my mind. You would actively participate in our erasure while at the same time demanding we come and lay on our lives.
Because they don't give a damn about us. That's why. Fam, I'm glad brothers and sisters now are getting the message. They don't care. They don't give a damn about your videos. They don't give a damn about your solidarity. It's a one-way road. Take from them Negroes from America. They don't give a damn about us.
It just really proves how disposable immigrants view black people. Like, y'all think we are disposable. Y'all don't value our lives. Y'all literally think we are supposed to come out and just lay our lives down while you fucking disregard and deny the contribution. Like, no. And that's why I will never fix my lips to tell black people to get out there on the front line. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. For what? For what? For that contribution to also be denied, ignored, and dismissed and erased? There's something jarring about...
Family, I'm going to tell you what you just seen right there. That woman, in my personal opinion, was probably somebody who used to believe that stuff. Now, because of us, the grassroots is in full control. The grassroots now is making everybody open their eyes. These people don't give a damn about us. And I told you I had a conversation with somebody from back in the day, and they was like, yo, we've been calling these people out. There just wasn't enough of us. There is now. There's an old term, fam, it's called Here Comes the Cavalry. And quite frankly, fam, this new renaissance of certified black society, we are the cavalry. We done came, showed up and said, okay, cool. That's how it is. Gotcha. Checkmate. Write it all the way down. We in here now. So now what you're seeing is black Americans from all different backgrounds, all different ages, who maybe back in the day used to think we was all one. Used to think we was all together. Now they looking at what we have highlighted and they saying, you know what? Damn right. These people don't give a damn about us. Hell no, I ain't going on the front line. Hell no, I ain't going out there stepping. Hell no, I ain't putting everything on the line for people who don't care about us. So that's why you seeing people like Roland Martin sweating all that damn chicken grease out of his pores. It's because he's afraid right now. He's afraid. That's why you seen Shaboozey go out there and make that BS apology, which, by the way, right now on social media, all black Americans are throwing that apology right back at him and saying exactly what Black Alpha said. Who the hell you mean we? Who the hell you mean us? It's black Americans and your ass is a tether. So that ain't work out for him either, or his handlers. So do you see how we're changing the game? And as we proceed and we get most certified, the more petrified these people become. Fam, you got certified, us, and petrified them. And that's how we win it. And family, we win it from a lot of different ways. A lot of different ways. Let me tell y'all one of the main courses that got foundational black Americans out here doing good. Y'all remember just a couple days ago, there was a guy running around here. What was his name? His name was Javier Flea Nevea. Well, let me tell you about Javier Flea Nevea. Y'all know how delineation run a yard, right? Y'all know how certified black society ain't playing with these people, right? Let me show y'all something that happened. We done delineated, ran this man so far off the paint. He right now was begging for donations for his truck that he said the damn motor done blew out. He can't get no paper because foundational black Americans done put that G check down. Don't believe me? Look at it. Family, here's an update on what delineation did to the last tether. So today is Shaboozey. A couple days ago, it was Pedro. But look what we done did, family. He wants some money now.
I want to address a couple. Power to the people. I want to address a couple things that have been recently.
I did not do that, family. The man ain't opening his eyes. He ain't tether slept in weeks. He said, damn, these FBAs done showed up, done pulled up. I can't sleep at night. I'm broke down. I thought I was going to cosplay Huey P. Newton. Found out that I was Julio Flea Newton. They done ran me out of Dodge, exposed me, and put all the receipts on the table. My eyes are closed, fam. You know you done whoop somebody bad when you done delineated to the point they can't open their eyes. We done did a lot of things as black Americans. Salute yourself. High five, fam. Give yourself a self high five. Pat yourself on the back. We done delineated and regulated Javier to the point he done did an interview with his eyes closed because he don't want to look at his face to face. That's the sign of a tether. Black American, baby.
Power to the people. I want to address a couple things that have been recently said. Number one, we have a new headquarters in West Philly. Everybody knows that when you get a new spot, you have to turn on the lights. Let me show you. This light switch. There's nothing happening. We got to turn on the lights in here. We got to turn on the heat. We got to turn on the internet.
They ain't got no lights. We done delineated their lights off. delineated the heat off, and it's the wintertime, and there was just a winter storm in Philadelphia. He can't open his eyes, ain't got no heat, ain't got no lights. This is the product of delineation, family. If you want to know if you winning, look at your screen. Damn right you winning, baby. Let's go.
Let me show you something. This light switch. See, there's nothing happening. We got to turn on the lights in here. We got to turn on the heat. We got to turn on the internet. So the water, we got to get chairs. Yesterday, we had a class. Class was packed. It was people sitting on the floor and standing in the hallway because there was nowhere for them to sit. See what I'm saying?
They got people sitting on the floor. What are you, finger painting? What is this, kindergarten? Anybody that'll show up to this to go to a finger painting class, you ain't no damn revolutionary. FBA done delineated this man out of business. That ain't no damn headquarters, homeboy. You done rented out somebody's attic.
We need books. We got food we're bringing over here, but we need more food. We need the clothing,
What happened to your clothes? You can't blame us for that. Your ass done mismanaged your funds. We done put the lion party out of business. Now they lying on the floor doing finger paintings with no heat. I ain't never seen nothing like this. Delineation for the win. FBA all damn day, family. This man said he ain't got no food. He need books. I thought you had books at the last headquarters. Did somebody come and repossess the books? Fam, I think they done got their stuff repossessed. They done got you on them faulty loans. Lion Panther party. Now lie on the floor and continue to read.
So I'm just putting this out here, right? Like this van right here is one of the vans that we use to bring food and drop it off from state to state. Right now it's busted, right? Right now, first of all, the tags is expired on it. Second of all, the power steering hose, right? It's like got frozen, and then when we turn it on and try to drive with it, it broke. We got to get that fixed. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right, I know what you're saying. You saying that you thought you were going to cosplay FBA, you was going to make the block hot, and you was going to get us on the front line of something that ain't got no business for foundational Black Americans. So now, you ain't got no heat, you ain't got no lights, you in an attic, you ain't open your eyes in the whole damn interview, Pedro. Pedro, you ain't open them eyes. And you said your car ain't got no power steering. You said there ain't no gas in it. You said you tried to drive it and it broke. So it sounds like we broke you. And that's what delineation does. It breaks tethers every damn day, family. And that's exactly what happened. FBA for the win. You see what it is, fam. And we're going to do the same thing. Everybody, they line up. FBA, we knock them out. That's just how we get down. That man had his eyes closed. He let in. I was out there empowering people. Man, you need the power to go get some damn glasses. All right, that's what you need to do. You need to power some vision. This man did a whole interview, couldn't even look. But that right there is exactly why us right here, we don't give a damn. Oh, I want everybody to know this for certain. If they think for one solitary second, FBA gonna get tired, we don't get tired. No, hell no. You continue to line them up. You continue to bring them out. I don't give a damn if it's the Essence Festival. I don't give a damn if it's the Grammys, Shaboozey. I don't give a damn if it's Pedro P. Not Newton. Your ass gonna see FBA because this generation, we ain't come to play. And if you can't tell by the energy right here, by the 3,000 plus people we got in the chat, then I guess you just like Julio. You can't see neither. Look at this, family. And guess what? Mrs. Huey P. Newton's niece is still on dude's bumper. Watch this.
Y'all trying to help the I don't see none of y'all trying to help the community. Y'all worried about some damn illegal immigrants. Why don't y'all worry about the Black women that's been by the illegal immigrants? What about all your brothers and sisters who are sleeping in cars, who are homeless, who are addicted to drugs, who got mental health crises? Y'all worried about some who that came here and took the benefits from our people, and y'all gonna get up there with AR-15s, get the block hot for some illegals? F you. That's not what my uncle was about. He was for us, Black folks here in America, born and raised. This ain't our fight. If my uncle was alive now, he wouldn't be fighting for this. Malcolm X was alive, he would definitely not be fighting for this shit. I don't see none of y'all trying to help the...
Damn. Boy, oh boy, it just keep on piling up for you, don't it? It just keeps on keeping on. The gift that keeps on giving. That's what delineation is, family. Delineation, the gift that keeps on giving, and that's what we doing. We giving them that work, y'all. Certified work, y'all, all day. So you see what we doing? And you see how we got it on lock, right? Okay, let's proceed. We ain't done. We don't hide. We don't run. We ain't here. We on one. You know, a party ain't a party if we don't come. Look at this, fam. When I tell everybody that us, foundational Black Americans, verbatim, by name, we the greatest of all time, that's exactly what I mean. When I tell everybody that we ain't playing, that's exactly what I mean. The streets talk, and these people got to take a walk. Check this out, family. You know what it is. You know what it is.
Y'all, on some real shit, we gotta really go in. We really gotta go harder. We gotta go hard. This is in real time. We know he's in a genre that we created. I'm past that. This is in real time. This is orchestrated, premeditated to strategically put these people in positions to replace us and erase us, man. We have to understand this is a chess move, and we are seeing this in real time. Now, I know this is not for everybody, but for those who hear it, and that one person who digests this food, good, here's a plate, man. Eat it. These people are literally using these people to put them in positions to replace us in entertainment, acting roles, being physicians, entertainers, mathematicians, scientists, that's an AI and tech. They are really being put in these positions for a reason, and we know that a lot of these people, 98% of these Hispanics, Caribbeans, and Africans, and immigrant Europeans, they don't like us, bro. And
Black Americans done got on game. Black Americans ain't falling for it. What you gonna do when Black Americans don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe? The streets done found out. The brothers and sisters know the game plan now. You can't Black and brown us. You can't African American us. You can't say you are us. Oh, they in trouble now. Oh, delineation's waking them up.
They are all working against us. And I said 98% of them. Maybe 99. But there's a small percentage of people who with us. But see, this is so much of a serious time right now. We got to go even harder because the erasure is here. It's in real time.
Woo!
They didn't even mention our people on building America. They just erased it 407 years. 407 years of every contribution, every culture. The culture, America would not be America without us. We set the tone on all levels. I don't have to repeat the list that we already know. And everybody come here to leech, eat, and replace, because these people feel like they the better version of what a black person is. These docile puppets that is easily controlled. Are we sick?
Woo!
We have to train our children to not be rappers and all that extra shit. Now we got to get them back into books, back into math, science. You know what I mean? We got AI now, into tech, coding, so much that I'm not saying we not in those things. We are. I did the research. I'll do some videos on that soon. But they are being strategically put in place for a reason to erase us, family. All of this is by design. This is not a natural occurrence. Don't expect entertainers. Don't expect athletes. Don't expect rappers. Don't expect a lot of these people to speak up for us. They have to continue on the grassroots. Everybody can't go on this ride. Everybody ain't gonna want to go. You can't save everybody. We are under attack on so many levels. This is real. We are looking at it in real time.
Woo! Certified. Salute on that one. Yes, indeed. Hey, you know what? Beautiful thing, family, because we are witnessing it, we realizing it, and we ain't taking no is from nobody else. It don't matter what someone else says, family. It's a matter of what we say. So I'm going to tell you right now, we got all the regulators lined up. If you see an erasure, you better call a regulator, okay? And the regulators is here. Foundationals, my brothers and sisters, y'all going to allow anybody to come up in here and replace what we created? I got a strong sense that my brothers and sisters right here live in the chat ain't going for it. I got a strong sense that my brothers and sisters going to check it on site. I got a strong sense that ain't none of that going to play out, not right here with us, not right here in our homeland, and not right here today. Bet it won't. Bet you ain't. And that's what I'm loving, family, because I see a sense, I see a spark, I see a gleam in our people that this erasure is not going to pop off. We know they give these people money. We know they give them access. We know all of that was contrived with Shaboozey. We knew what that was, family. We know. You don't just got all these Nigerians to get all these awards and they read off a script and say, Americans, this was all born and made by immigrants. Ain't nobody come up with that, family, other than the dominant society that handed it to them because they're docile, submissive, and they want to replace us. Problem is, family, we're one of one. FBA, we one of one, and regulators won't allow none of that to happen. And if you noticing, fam, now a lot of the tide is turning. And we out here making people's names dirt in the street. How do you know, family? We making names dirt in the streets is because them same W folks that they run over here to be next to, them same W folks now is looking and saying, well, blacks don't like them. I don't like them either. Watch this, family.
Yo, do the people that actually listen to country music actually enjoy what's coming out right now, like the mainstream shit? Like, if that was my genre and I heard Shaboozey, I would actually I would be so sad. Because that shit is written by a fourth grader or just ChatGPT model 1.0. And everyone's, it's so shit. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of country music. I enjoy it from time to time. But if I was to be deep into it, I would be upset if that was what was representing the masses. And I want to know what y'all think if you actually listen to country.
He said, if I got to hear fucking Shaboozey, I don't want to hear no damn Shaboozey. Shaboozey sucks. Damn Shaboozey out here, all that tap dancing to be next to them. And this is what you get in return, Shaboozey?
Shaboozey, I would actually I would be so sad. If that was my genre and I heard Shaboozey, I would actually I would be so sad. Because that shit is written by a fourth grader or just ChatGPT model 1.0.
Damn, and let me say this also about Shaboozey. Let me say this, family. You stole Tipsy by Jaquan. Family, is Missouri in the building tonight? Is Missouri in the building? I'm calling all of Missouri to stand up right now. Not just St. Louis. Not just St. Louis. Not just the certified foundational Black Americans who are posted up. Is Missouri in the building? Because that song that Shaboozey made, that ain't nothing but Jaquan, everybody in the club getting tipsy. So you came over here and you taking away from us. I see you, Missouri. Certified salute. Love Missouri. I'm going to be back there this summer, by the way. Shout out to the team. Fam, what you talking about? What we talking about? So you come over here and you take foundational Black American artists, you repackage it. You are a Nigerian country music singer taking foundational Black American music. The brothers and sisters in Missouri ain't going to go for that. I'm just going, fam, Missouri is the show me state, okay? And they will show your ass to the door. And they will show you with the regulators. They will show your ass we ain't the ones to play with. Do not ever go to Missouri talking that talk. Hell no. It ain't going to end too good. So you have Shaboozey, and he out here trying to run with foundational Black American hip-hop classic records and then package it up and then sit there and leave us out. You're at that award show based on foundational Black American genre of music, country. You're at that award show because you stole from a foundational Black American hip hop culture. You stole Tipsy, which was the song that was classic based on foundational Black American grassroots. Everything about that was foundational. I ain't even got to the point that you're in the country that we built. Your ass ain't built because immigrants didn't, and your ass didn't get here until you was a kid. So family, what does that tell you? And also think about this too, fam. You notice that they said this. A lot of people didn't catch it. Matter of fact, I'll show y'all. Look at this, fam. We in here. We working. Notice when I pulled this up right here, my brothers and sisters. Y'all notice this right here, though? Notice what it says. His father immigrated to the United States to attend college in Texas and later became a farmer. Y'all notice this, fam? His family didn't really even get here until the 80s. So wait a minute. But it also says that Shaboozey was born over in Nigeria, or that he was staying in Nigeria. They said that he was born in wherever the hell. He was raised in Virginia, and he spent part of his childhood attending boarding school in Nigeria. So wait a minute. You spent part of your childhood in Nigeria, but your dad fled over here in the 80s. So was your dad flying back over there, busting your mama off, leaving you over there, and then coming back? It didn't sound like you was in a household that was solid. I thought they said we didn't know our parents. I thought they said we was from a broken home. What I'm seeing here, family, is that your dad was over here in Texas probably chasing after some Mayo women while you were still over there in that boarding school in Nigeria, and then you came over here. How many times y'all hear that story, family, where then they come over, fresh off the boat, then the family shows up way later while the dad was over here messing with all that? Sounds like Barack Obama's daddy. Barack Obama's daddy was doing it. Barack Obama's daddy, he got kids all over the damn place. You ever see Barack Obama's cousins and his brothers and sisters? His dad was everywhere. He was a rolling Mutombo stone. That's what he was, okay? Every damn where. So your dad was over here in America, and you were in a boarding school in Nigeria, and then eventually you came over here. He probably got about 15, 16 brothers and sisters all over the damn nation, all over the world. And it shows you again, family, tethers just go wherever they can go. They try to get in wherever they can fit in. If it ain't good here, they're going to go over there. So it shows you, like we've already known as foundational Black Americans on the certified side, these people ain't nothing more than moochers. And what the W man said, Shaboozey ain't nothing but someone who stole a foundational Black American song. He tried to get in on it. And then next thing you know, foundational Black Americans did some regulating, some checking, and put it all to rest. And that's what we do. We put it all to rest. It doesn't matter who it is, no matter where they're from. We identify people who ain't us. Because see, family, right now, everybody's upset that Black Americans, we're not going for this whole erasure. And we're not going for it in any aspect. They can come up with all these different ways and these different terms and all these different things. That ain't really where foundational Black Americans are with it right now. And when I tell y'all this, when we be saying these people got to hold their own us, let me tell y'all the direct reflection of delineation. And it's a powerful thing. How many of y'all seen this right here? Y'all look at this. They done nabbed up a damn African guy who was down in New Orleans, who was a police officer. And they said, since he's illegal, he ain't have no damn business getting a weapon. So his ass got arrested and will soon be deported. Again, delineation for the win.
That we know that you are not aware of yet, but we also know that it will become a newsworthy item, and therefore we're going to go ahead and have a lot. As of the name, ICE did indeed take into custody one of our police recruits, who was we hired and was in the police academy at the time. We've had conversations with ICE regarding this. There was no struggle involved in any of it. The person was actually, the recruit was taken into custody.
He thought he was going to join law enforcement. Hey, with that hairline, who he thought he was hiding from? I'm going to hide next to them. You see this white woman? I get behind her. And if I'm behind her, they won't see me. He was over there playing peekaboo. He was playing tether peekaboo, y'all. He thought he was going to be good, didn't he? And he got arrested. He thought he was going to be law enforcement, found out he was illegal. Damn.
Without any incident whatsoever. So what you would want to know about this particular person is that on our end, when we were doing the hiring process, there was nothing that was in the packet that would have us have reason to believe that this person did not have legal status. There is some question that may have developed later, but there was a signed order by a judge for his removal back in December.
Damn.
We hired him way before that time. He had a valid driver's license. He had a social security number, and he completed and passed what we call the E-Verify system. So at this time, the situation is...
E-Verify? What the hell he trying to do? Get on the dating site? He trying to get on Match Mutombo? He trying to get on MutomboMatch.com? They talking about E-Verify. What the hell he trying to do? They done nabbed his ass, family. He going back to Africa.
What it is and he is in custody, and I have been told that he will not be given a bond hearing, and that
Damn, no bond hearing for you. Out the door. You see what we saying, family? Look at that. They don't like that. He thought he was going to get in there, boy. He was out there playing peekaboo. His ass was on verified.com. They done got him. They done got him. They done got him. And that's going on everywhere, fam. That's going on everywhere. So everything that they're saying right now, it holds no weight. Everything that they're saying, it ain't really getting off the ground. There's no traction to the nonsense that these individuals think that they're going to push off on the Black Americans. Black Americans are watching it all unfold, and we seeing everybody and we checking everybody. And when I tell y'all, fam, you have to delineate, the reason why I tell you you have to delineate, because if you don't delineate, everybody's going to pop up. Remember this, family. This is why delineation is so essential. Delineation is essential because the individuals who show up, they come from every aspect. When you say an immigrant built America, I want you to understand immigrants come from all countries. So that means people from all countries are coming over here to be open opposition towards you. It's not one, it's not two, it's not three. It's all across the planet Earth on every single S-hole country that these individuals can run from. They want to run here so they can try to run our pockets, and we shut it down. So for every Mutombo and every Margarito, you're going to end up seeing somebody like this, a Mayo. Y'all look at this right here. Look at this guy. This man right here says that he wants to thank Black Americans for Black American History Month for everything that we've done. Y'all watch this.
Celebrate Black history here. I owe so much of myself and my personality to Black culture, and I've never denied it. You like the way I dress and style myself? Thank you, I got it from Black culture. Oh, you like the way I can dance and the way I sing? Thank you, I learned it from Black culture. Oh, you like that I have a deeper perspective than most? Thank you, I learned that from Black people and Black culture. Oh, you love seeing my content? Thank you, it was Black people and Black culture that blew me up on TikTok. Oh, you like my confidence and the way that I carry myself? Thank you. I learned that from Black culture and mainly Black women loving on me. Oh, you like how I'm fierce, bold, but articulate and tactful? Thank you. I learned that from Black culture. If there's one way I can describe Black people and their history here in America, I would say the beauty and the struggle. Black people have always had this knack for taking a tragedy and something so awful and turning it into something beautiful, hip, and cool. In a country where they basically have nobody to advocate for themselves, they have no allies, we root and scream for other people and foreigners before we scream for them, and yet they still give us the best of themselves. And the moment they step out of the box that we put them in, we cast judgment upon them so harshly. And they'll even take that, twist it, and turn it into art, music, or something beautiful. Because make no mistake, America is leading in pop culture. It's leading in what is cool and what is trending and what is next. And that is not because of America. That is because of Black Americans. That is because of Black America. Comedy, music, fashion, politics. If it wasn't for Black Americans in history forcing and fighting to have their hand in our history, we would not be the country that we are now, not even close. Literally last summer, for no reason at all, a Black woman made a video that ended up going and being this viral trend that healed the trauma of ginger people being ostracized by the white community. How did they do that? Oh, just by being themselves super organically and making a video that was supposed to be funny that ended up turning into this huge viral trend that literally healed people's hearts. One thing that I have always done unapologetically was love on Black people and Black culture. And one thing I will do loudly and bold for the entire month of February is celebrate Black history and Black culture.
Fam, he's mocking Black Americans. I want you to know that right now. He's mocking Black Americans while at the same time trying to divert Black Americans. Oldest one in the book. Okay, what you can sit down there, your ginger mayo, and sit your ginger mayo ass down and stay down. Checkmate. All that stuff that he was saying right there, did you notice it had a veil of Black folks take your suffering in silence? Did y'all notice that? Where is Mr. Ginger Mayo? Where the hell is he ever when Black Americans are out there talking about reparations? Nowhere near. Where is he at when people are saying immigrants built America? Nowhere near. Where's he at when foundational Black Americans are standing on real business? Nowhere near. Because guess what? He feels the same way about Black Americans that all of the W's feel about Black Americans, that all the tethers feel about Black Americans. They want to take, and take. And we ain't having none of that. So Ginger John better have some ginger and probably some meth and be the hell quiet, okay? I heard he got some fentanyl too. I heard he's piping on the pipe as we speak. That right there is fentanyl babble. That's fentanyl babble coming from a meth addict, okay? That's what that is. And foundational Black Americans reject that. Notice all that. Blacks go through this and Blacks go through that and all the things that happen to Black people. You know some people who always say that? ain't never done nothing for black people. You ever notice that? They don't really stand on no business. If you look at what people withdraw from black American society opposed to what they deposit for black American society, it ain't nowhere near in the same ballpark. We ain't buying none of that. Okay, you can sit the hell down. By the way, all that black women love me. I hope y'all saw that. Okay, all that was a little sneaky stuff. Man, we ain't got to have nobody tell us about us. We ain't got to have nobody come up in here and be like, oh, guess what? The blacks did this and the blacks did that. See, there's this old tactic of telling black people about how great we are as if we didn't already know it. The quickest thing someone does is they knock on black Americans' door. And we say, who is it? He says, meth head Matthew. We said, no, really, who is it? He says, fentanyl Fred. We say, okay, cool. What do you want, fentanyl Fred? He says, black folks have went through this and you guys still smile. Black folks have struggled and you're still nice. Black folks get beat down and brutalized and you still help everybody. And he thinks by telling us that, we're going to say, come on in, you good. See, that's what the old black folks used to do back in the day with the vote blue no matter who crowd, right? That's the sinners stuff. Remember, fam, they always come endearing. What they do in sinners, what Remick do? They came singing a damn song, right? Singing a song. That's right there, basically them singing a song. Never trust somebody who leads with how great we are as if we don't already know. Let me tell you something. I don't need you to tell me. I don't need you to tell me anything about me. We don't need nobody to come and give us this elongated history of what black Americans do, because every time they give us a elongated history about our history, you notice it's always followed by, I want y'all to suffer peacefully. I want y'all to stay struggling. Notice he didn't say blacks went through all of that and they delineating now. He didn't say that. Blacks went through all of that and they regulators right now. Blacks went through all of that and they don't take no ish. Notice he left all that out, right? He didn't say blacks struggle, so now give them reparations. No. He just tried to come over here with that meth head babble, okay? And for every Jollof babble, you have a meth head, and then you have burritos and chicken chow mein, and you name the course family. And if Roland Martin ain't eating it, then I guarantee you'll see what the receipts say. We ain't going for none of that. And person number 300 on this broadcast, we reject your deposit, okay? Now have you some fentanyl and sit the hell down. Matter of fact, have you some fentanyl and pass the hell out, all right? That's where you're heading, fam. And when we're heading straight to the damn top, and we don't stop. FBA don't fall for none of the games, y'all. These are ops coming from everywhere. They're the leeches of color. That's what I've been saying. Anybody who knows and follow Black Out for a long time, I've been telling people about the leeches of color, all right? It is not a minority. It's a lie-nority because they lie to you. It is not the people of color. It's the leeches of color because those people of color leech off of you. It is not the black and brown coalition. It is the black and brown no-alition. I want you to notice how we went through and we stripped away every term that they had and we replaced it with our own term. This is why they're so angry right now, family. We're going off of our own lexicon. We're going off of our own agenda. We're going off of our own narrative. Nobody can grant it to us. We live in reality. We don't vacation in fantasy. You feel me? And this is why we've been shutting the door. And when I tell y'all we out here shutting the door, you got to watch for those individuals. And you also have to watch for this, what I'm about to show you right here, my brothers and sisters. You have to watch for these people because they think they slick. But right here, family, what we doing, we giving a course 101 on how delineation is supposed to happen. All the fakeness, no. All the realness, yep. Because you got to see where these individuals are and you got to see how these individuals play the game. Look at this, my brothers and sisters. There was a little situation that happened with Shaboozey before. And Shaboozey was on an award show and the W woman popped up. And the W woman starts saying how country music was made by W's. Yeah. And Shaboozey was right there and he didn't say nothing. But he gives this little side eye. Let me show y'all for those because, you know, Black Americans don't listen to that trash and we didn't even know who the hell this guy was. But, you know, we love regulating tethers, whether we know them or don't know them, because one tether, you've seen them all, right? And we check them all. Look at this, y'all. He was at this award show and this W woman was right there. And she says that country music was started by white folks. And he tries to make it look like he's got a problem with it. But at the same time, family, he apologizes to the W woman who has clearly too much spray tan. He apologizes to her because, you know, they love massa. Watch this.
Shaboozey's face here.
To the Carter family, who basically invented country music.
This year's AMA nomination. Watch Shaboozey's face here.
to the Carter family, who basically invented country music.
She said, shout out to the Parker family, who basically invented country music. Listen to what's going on here, family. What you're seeing is them trying to run this game, the W's, about how they invented country music. And little Shaboozey, he over there and he looks and he's like, hold on now, that ain't true. But notice, family, he starts smiling because he's not going to go after a massa. Watch this. Hold on, not Mr. Can't Open My Eyes.
Watch Shaboozey's face here.
To the Carter family, who basically invented country music.
This year's AMA nomination.
Notice, family, he didn't check that W woman who says that W's created country music. We all know that's a lie. But do y'all notice how he sat there and didn't say a damn thing? Y'all notice how he sat there and went along with it? Notice, y'all, he ain't say nothing when that W woman made that comment. He ain't say nothing when that W woman told that bold-faced lie. What did he do, my brothers and sisters? He did exactly what a tether is going to do. He sat there and he agreed with it. He sat there and said, well, you know, it is what it is now. But it's funny because when it comes to Black American music and Black American culture and who built America, then all of a sudden, family, he gets vocal. Why you wasn't vocal right there, bruh? How come you ain't say nothing to Mrs. W who said what she said, bruh? We know exactly the reason why. And this is what we say about these tethers, family. You can't trust these tethers because the tethers is going to flip-flop. Let me show y'all what he ended up saying. Dude comes out, makes basically a whole apology. He apologized to her. Y'all watch this. Let me show y'all how it all transpired. This was not that long ago. Dude comes out and he completely says, I'm sorry now. I didn't mean to say what I said. Look at this, fam. This is Mr. Shaboozey when the W woman's there. He didn't talk all that who built what and we. He didn't do none of that, did he? He ain't stand on business is what I'm telling you. He ain't correct that W woman who said W's created country music. Because remember, y'all, we were out here telling everybody when they came at Beyonce, we were like, oh no, country music comes from Black Americans. We stood on business. You notice this African guy, he ain't say that? Look at this. Look at this, family. This is the photo right here of him giving a side eye to her. Look at this. He's giving a nice little side eye and he's saying right there. But notice, fam, that was followed by this. Look at this, family. He wrote this for everybody. He says, when you uncover the true history of country music, you'll find the story so powerful that it cannot be erased. Uh-oh. Damn. Makes you think he's talking about Black folks, right? Nope. He says, the real history of country music is all about people coming together despite their differences and embracing and celebrating the things that make us alike. Oh, I thought right here, when you gave that cold face to her, you were agreeing with her. No, family. He comes right on out and says, what's the matter, boss? We sick? Look at this one, fam. He comes out and he made a statement. Look, fam, he had to do a retractment because he made that little face and people said, why is the African man looking disrespectful to the W woman? And he came out and he said, I just want to be clear. I just want to clear something up. My reaction at the AMAs had nothing to do with Megan Maroney. She's an incredibly talented, hardworking artist who's doing amazing things for country music, and I've got nothing but respect for her. I've seen some hateful comments. He's trying to blame Black Americans. He's pointing the finger at us. Y'all know how the tethers do. They point the finger. They said, he did it. He was the nigga American. I've seen some hateful comments directed at her today. And that's not what this moment was about. Let's not twist the message. She is amazing. You already said that, bro. You already said it. And someone who represents the country community in the highest light. Y'all see that right there, y'all? Y'all see? Y'all see how he ran that? Came back and said, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. There you go, brothers and sisters. Right then and there. Right for your camera. Right for your eyes. So wait a minute. Freeze. So when it comes to Black Americans, you basically openly dismiss us. You took it beyond gospel music that we created. You took it beyond country music that we created. You said y'all built America. And then when you have your little retractment statement, you keep on saying it. But when it comes to the W woman, oh no, he wasn't having that. Look at this is the picture right there, fam. That's the picture with the W woman right there. You see it? You see it, family? Look at that. He had that whole picture right there with that W woman, all that stuff, and somehow he ended up turning that on Black Americans. He ended up, what I told y'all, these people get harmed by W's and they blame Black Americans for it. He knew damn well he wasn't going to get lip or infringe on white culture. Notice that, fam. He wouldn't infringe on white culture. He'll infringe on Black culture, though, because that's a part of his tether contract. You did. That's what he was doing right there. Oh, boy, ain't nobody crazy. We knew exactly what it was. So when he gave that little side eye, somebody said, hey, get his ass. Get his ass. He got to go. And it's been like that for quite some time with this guy. And this is why, family, you've seen a hell of a lot of energy and a hell of a lot of vibrations that came out recently, and people were calling this dude out for the fraud that he is. And family, you still got all these people out here, and they're still trying to put on the cape. Remember, I told y'all, tethers going to flock together, right? Fam, look at these tethers right here. There's the whole be nice crowd. Remember, y'all, every time you regulate, somebody going to tell you to be nice. Watch this man right here who looks like one of them starving kids in Somalia. Look at this dude.
What y'all doing? Why y'all on the internet acting outraged about Shaboozey saying that immigrants built this country? Like, why are we acting outraged about that as if we don't know that to be true? And maybe it's not us acting outraged. I don't know. I saw it on Instagram by a publication that had us in their title. So I was assuming that it was us who was outraged, but maybe it's not. And so maybe I'm yelling at y'all, you know, unnecessarily. But in the event that I'm not yelling at y'all unnecessarily, why are we mad that Shaboozey said that immigrants literally built this country? Now, anybody who has some logical sense would know that he's not saying that this country was not built on the backs of enslaved people. I think him as a Black man during Black History Month would know that.
But he ain't a Black American man. He ain't a Black American man. Look, boy, they're trying to cape. They caping, family. He wouldn't say that now. That's not what he meant. That's exactly what he meant. That's exactly what was said. He getting exactly taken to the yard.
That he's not saying that this country was not built on the backs of enslaved people. I think him as a Black man during Black History Month would know that, as a Black man in country music at that, would know that enslaved people built this country. However, in the year 2026, I think we can clearly state that this country has sustained itself. Maybe that's a better language for you. Has sustained itself on the backs of immigrants. And I'm sorry.
Family, I think this man might be dating. I think this might be his man. I think this, fam, would you be surprised? Fam, would you be surprised, family, if that's his guy? I think that's his boy toy, family. Right? He was doing a little too much sugary little moves for me. I think that's his man right there. That's what I believe. But it's his dude when he ain't out here messing with them W women. Y'all want to see why he was always down with the W woman and he ran interference and he put on the cape and he said, I'm sorry, Megan. I didn't mean to give you that means look. I was a bad tether. Because family, look who this man is always next to.
With his girlfriend too. Shaboozey, I can't pronounce his name. I expected him to be with a lady like this or like this. I didn't expect him to go Eastern European, Middle Eastern supermodel. Can't even pronounce her last name. Wow, y'all can do it in the comments. But people, please don't tell me a shot that he has how can I say, a girlfriend of European descent. Okay, he makes country music, and we even the ones who created it, yeah. But majority of his fan base and majority of the people in country music and today in America are white. And he's surrounded around those people, so you shouldn't be surprised if he's with a white woman. I just thought he'd get somebody from the southern white demographic, not the European demographic. And some of y'all be having singers hide their girlfriends for years. Like, who they date does not.
Y'all see how quick he got him as a little W's woman when he with the W's guy? This is tether friendly. Look at that, family. There go that tether friendly right there, ain't it? Ain't it tether friendly, y'all? So let's make this clear for the world to hear. Let's make this extra special. You got you W woman after W woman. You thought you disrespected the W woman, man. All interference, came back and apologized for it. But all of this, and yet you still had something to say with foundational Black Americans building this country. All of this, and you still had something to say about certified foundational Black Americans running the yard. That ain't the end of it, though, fam. Notice how a lot of Black Americans out here, we saying that was all a setup. We telling everybody that was play. How many of y'all feel that they went to him, the nearest tether, and they said, hey, push this thing? You think it's a coincidence during these ICE protests where it is a record low of Black American turnout that out of nowhere this turns into that? Think about it, y'all. That Billie Eilish or whatever the hell her name is, she went out there, talked about ICE. Yep. Y'all seen Kehlani went out there and talked about ICE. And by the way, the Billie Eilish talking about there's no illegal on stolen land. Come to find out, she actually has a house on Native property and the natives came out and got on her, but that's another story. Y'all notice at the same exact time, all of this happens when Black Americans is saying hell no, and they go get them a tether pet to push that. Notice, fam, we talking about the tether saying that immigrants built America. This was all scripted. He got told what to say, and he believes it any damn way. Ain't that why tethers are here in the first place? How do you know this, fam? He wins a Grammy, but guess what, fam? At the CMA Awards, he ain't win nothing. Everybody think about that. At the Grammys, he wins. The CMA Awards, they said, hell no. Remember how mad they were at Beyonce? I want everybody to think about this. Just a year ago, Beyonce won for the album, and they was mad. Remember, they was changing categories. They were having breakdowns and meltdowns all across social media, all across America about Beyonce. Notice some W's is kind of quiet, right? That's because they got them a tether. See, Beyonce, when she put out her country album, that ended up taking Black Americans and pushing us on a level that we've already known that we created country music. That's why Black folks was line dancing all across America. How bad did that make the males? They was pissed, right? They were like, damn, Beyonce. And they was mad at her. How they mad at Beyonce, but they ain't mad at Shaboozey? Shaboozey, he's out there doing country music. Ain't nobody mad at him. Oh, I know. Because one's a Black American and the other is an African tether. Look at this, family. Notice, y'all, he won a Grammy, but he ain't win no CMAs. A lot of people don't know this right here. They were saying how racist the CMAs were just a few months ago. Watch this.
Okay, so excuse me if I look a mess. I just rolled over. But I just wanted to say, I see that the CMAs did not give Shaboozey any awards at all. Mind you, this guy is amazing. He's talented. He's been doing everything that they said they wanted Beyonce to do. Come to Nashville and do this. He's been playing the game.
Oh, wait a minute. Y'all heard that? Doing everything they wanted Beyonce to do. To play the game. Play the tether erasure game. Play the let's put an African on stage, give him a shiny award so he can say the script of Immigrants Built America. You notice this, fam? You win a Grammy, but you ain't win a CMA. When the whole country was mad at Beyonce because Beyonce had Black Americans out there reclaiming our indigenous status when it comes to country music. And with this guy, damn, a complete role reversal.
He's talented. He's been doing everything that they said they wanted Beyonce to do. Come to Nashville and do this. He's been playing the game, right? At the same time, he also has the longest charting single of all time. So, and he didn't win any awards. He didn't win any awards.
Then why did mysteriously, family, he wins a Grammy, but he didn't even win a CMA? So you won a Grammy Award, but you didn't win an award for your own particular music genre? Oh, that's simply because he got told they was going to give him that award, and he had one thing to do, and that was to go out there and say how immigrants built America. They said, somebody get Shaboozey on the phone. Shaboozey was busy with his Shaboozey boyfriend, the last guy we seen in the other video. By the way, it seems like a hell of a lot of moist people, fam, is liking this. This is like Nigerian moist country. And how the hell does a Nigerian artist make country music? Anyway, long story short, you see they called him up, they told him what to say, and they gave him an award, fam. That was pay to play. And when we tell people that they elevate these individuals to these positions so they can try to undercut and undermine Black Americans, there you go. Y'all get mad at Beyonce. Y'all try to get Beyonce to come to Nashville. Remember all those restrictions and things they did to B? Y'all remember that, fam? They was like, Beyonce, you got to come to Nashville. Beyonce, you need to change this tune. They was telling Beyonce she needed to have so many strings on the song because they wouldn't classify it as a country song unless she did it. And then when she won the Grammy, remember, Jay-Z and Beyonce paid the Grammys. W's hated the Grammys last year. I'm talking about the left and the right, family. They hated it. Now they loving it because they got their little tether pet who did a tether job, and he pushed and perpetuated a lie. At the same time, Black Americans ain't going out there. Let's go ahead and do this through history, fam. You have the Renee Good situation, the Alex Petrie situation. You got the fraud situation. You got every video, a million of them trying to get us to go on the front lines. And then voila, y'all, boom, you got this man pop up and he gets this award. And let me tell y'all something that I know y'all gonna agree with. And can we speak about it, my good brothers and sisters? Can we say what needs to be said? These individuals think they slick. Oh, they think they so slick in America, family, but they cannot hustle the hustlers. Isn't it very, very funny that all of these award shows start popping up and Kendrick Lamar actually won Album of the Year, Song of the Year, but ain't nobody talking about Kendrick. Isn't it crazy that the Black American, he ended up winning and they were hush hush? What they wanted, fam, I'm telling you right now, they wanted Kendrick to go out there and they wanted Kendrick to say, well, you know, I'm going to go ahead and say this. We need to be nice and we need to go out on the front line. Kendrick didn't do that. If y'all notice, how many of y'all noticed, fam? Kendrick was very quiet. Very quiet. He gave respect to Luther Vandross and then he left. They wanted Kendrick to play the game and he didn't play the game. That was a liberal, go out and get Black folks to protest an unalived award show. That's what the Grammys was. And nobody rocked with it. It didn't get no type of traction. Kendrick, if you notice, fam, last year when Kendrick won, he was more vibrant. He was out there, they not like us. They not like us. This year he was quiet, sat back, let everybody else speak. SZA, who, by the way, is tethered, half tether. I think she might have a Black American parent. Y'all know it's real sketchy and iffy. I don't know. But SZA went on a whole thing about we need to go out there and we governed by God. SZA was trying to straddle the fence. She knew that she couldn't go all the way out there. For those who didn't see, SZA gave this like real kind of halfway speech talking about bad things are going on out there and it's terrible and we don't need to listen. Basically saying she agrees with everybody who's fighting against ICE. Kendrick was just like, he shook his head and then he walked away. Kendrick was very mum because he knew what was going on and he didn't go out there and push that line, family. So you seen that, right? Now let me show y'all this, what happened simultaneously as that all went down, fam. You seen all that play out. They wanted, I'm telling y'all, yeah, absolutely, fam. They wanted Kendrick to give a whole speech and Kendrick just didn't. He didn't have that same vibe that he had last year. Okay, delineation. He was just like, nah, I'm cool. I'm gonna go ahead and sit this one out. And man, SZA went full goddamn liberal. Straight up and down. I think I seen some of the plastic falling off of her. You know what I'm saying? I heard she got a couple surgeries. I'm just saying, I don't know what happened. Look at it. Family, in the process of this, y'all look at this. Y'all look at this, family. Chuck Schumer comes out, and I want y'all to see something that Chuck Schumer said. And I want y'all to see an analogy that Chuck Schumer made. Y'all watch this.
What do you see to Mike Lee's argument that the Senate rules allow the majority to require the minority to stage a talking filibuster to stop the SAVE Act?
We've got to get this done, and we've got to get it done very quickly. The SAVE Act is an abomination. It's Jim Crow 2.0 across the country. We are going to do everything we can to stop it.
Whoa! There goes another one. There goes another one, family. Now Chuck Schumer, add him to the list of Hakeem Jeffries. Add him to the list of that big Black Lives Matter beluga lady, Don Lemon, Jasmine Crockett. Here goes another 2.0 Jim Crow, another slavery. Fam, every time you see somebody bring up slavery, it's a Democrat and they're comparing it to something with immigrants. One more back.
What do you see to Mike Lee's argument that the Senate rules allow the majority to require the minority to stage a talking filibuster to stop the SAVE Act?
We've got to get this done, and we've got to get it done very quickly. The SAVE Act is an abomination. It's Jim Crow 2.0 across the country. We are going to do everything we can to stop it.
Boy, they love using Black Americans and Black American suffering for everything they want, don't they? Are they addicted to it, family? Are they absolutely addicted to it all? Hell yeah, they are. Hell yeah. Y'all see that right there, fam? Another time they're using this. Another time they're trying to incite what Black Americans have gone through and dealt with. Let me say this. Y'all want to see the crazy irony of all this? Let me tell y'all how these people try to play in our face, okay? We're going to get all the way live. Let me show y'all and tell y'all how these folks try to play the game. Y'all notice you got Shaboozey comes out and he says that immigrants built America, and he skips over Black Americans and slavery. Y'all notice that, right? That's on the right side. Let me tell you about on the left side. On the left side, you see Chuck Schumer, Jasmine Crockett, Don Lemon. They keep using slavery to benefit illegals. So you got one person from the Democratic Party skipping over slavery. Then you got the other person from the Democratic Party using slavery. So they're using slavery when it's beneficial. They're skipping over slavery when it's beneficial. And they're taking our ancestors and just playing them like it's a damn game of chess. Y'all see what I'm talking about, fam? You see what we're saying? One individual just skipped over us like slavery never happened. And then the other individual can't quit bringing up slavery and associating it with migrants and immigrants and illegal aliens. They're just taking slavery right now, Jim Crow right now, Black pain and suffering, and it's all one big game to them. That's all it is. The Democrats got a policy. It is called death for votes. And when I say it's called death for votes, I mean that. It's death if a Black person gets unalive today, put their face on a campaign sticker and sell it to the world. Or use all the Black folks who got unalive back in the day, going back to slavery, and put that on a campaign sticker and get it. So all the while they're sitting there using slavery every single second to try to get Black Americans to go out and fight against ICE, when they're using slavery and comparing that and tying that into illegal immigrants, at the same time they're saying that immigrants built America. So let's get this right. They're telling us that slavery was about illegal immigrants, and they're also telling us that slavery didn't mean nothing because immigrants built America. Where the hell are Black Americans in any of this other than pawns and props for the Democratic establishment? Y'all see that? Damn, y'all. Brothers and sisters, this is the reality of the political situation in the United States of America, particularly with the Democratic Party. You got a Democrat on the right side who skips over slavery. You got Democrats on the left side, and they can't quit bringing up slavery. But every time they bring up slavery, they bring up slavery with all the illegals. I say this all the time. If you ain't bringing up slavery in terms of reparations, don't mention slavery. And that's what they do. You see what we're saying. Shaboozey comes out there and he skips over slavery, and he said immigrants did what the slaves did. And then Chuck Schumer and Jasmine Crockett come out and they say slavery was so bad, so we need to go out there and help Mexicans and illegal aliens. They use slavery all day, and while they're doing all this, family, they ain't said one tangible benefit or law or policy that they could be writing for foundational Black Americans. You care about Black Americans if you can get Black Americans to go fight for the people you really care the most about, and that is illegal aliens. And in the meantime, in between time, you'll tell us we just didn't exist. It was the illegals here the whole damn time. You see what I'm saying? And by the way, if illegals built America so damn much, then how come they can get deported? Because last time I checked, you can't really get deported if you are the indigenous. So they shouldn't be crying right now about getting deported, because according to them, they are the indigenous people. So you're indigenous, but you can be deported. Doesn't that confirm that you ain't the indigenous? You damn right it does. And family, you know when we said all those individuals are talking about we resting and we done and we ain't gonna stand up and we ain't gonna fight. Remember all of that, right? Y'all remember that? Okay. Didn't we also say that soon as they need Black folks back in the street, all them 92%ers that was resting? How many of you guys remember that meme that was going on after the election? And they had a bunch of like Black women on the roof and they was drinking and they was watching America burn. What that last? About 2 seconds? You didn't believe that when it happened. They was talking tough, weren't they? They was having a tantrum because Kamala lost. Soon as they wanted Black Americans to get back in the field, all them Democratic shills that were resting, all of their asses immediately woke up and they started carrying the water and waving the flag for the Democrats again, right? Look at this person, a 92%er. She's out there saying, I know we was resting, but we gonna go back out in them streets now. Look at this, fam. A shill gonna shill forever. They don't know how to do anything but shill. They wake up and shill. They go to sleep and shill. They take naps and shill. They get on their knees and they pipe Democrats while they're shilling. They're just full-time shillers all damn day long. They pray to the shill god that probably looks like Joe Biden, if not Bill Clinton. But one thing they do not do is stand on any business, because remember, y'all, they love the Democrats more than they love themselves. Look at this, y'all. Here we go. Watch this woman. She's saying how we need to stop resting and gets out in them streets. Watch.
Americans, we really need to have a chat.
Because I remember when Kamala lost the election, we said we weren't going outside. And we said white people, specifically white women, need to come to the front lines. We said we were no longer putting our bodies at jeopardy. And that white people, specifically white women, needed to put their bodies at jeopardy. And now that a white woman has actually done that, the narrative that I'm seeing is, oh, well, I'm not going to care about her. You're not going to see me drop no tears because one of their own fucked around and found out. You told them to show up. You told them to do more. And now I see some of you putting out content and having live panels where you are literally disrespecting what she did. Yes, white people should have acted sooner and should have done more a long time ago. But which one do we want? Because that's...
It looked like the 92%ers. We done called them bluff and now they ready to go out there and be human shields again. Didn't we know all that resting wasn't gonna last? Didn't we know soon as they got them orders to go be the human shield for the illegals, they was gonna get off their kneecaps and go out there on the front line? Oh, that didn't last for 2 seconds. Y'all was having a little breakdown in a tantrum because Kamala lost. Y'all wasn't delineating based on certified business. Y'all wasn't delineating based on lineage. Y'all wasn't delineating based on blackness. Y'all was having a Democrat delineation, and there ain't no such thing. You done seen that W woman get hurt, and that hurt your feelings because remember, you love W's more than you love your own mama. What I mean by that, if mama was drowning and a W was drowning, she gonna throw the life jacket to Karen. Now she's saying, let's go back out in them streets. I thought Joy Reid said she was resting. I thought Tamika Mallory was resting. I thought all of the shields was having a deep hibernation. Now they want to go back out and fight because they seen a W woman, the woman they want to be. In reality, the woman they think they see when they look in the mirror done got hurt. Damn.
Not going to encourage them to help further. And let's be clear, going against ICE is going against people who are against our community. You know, Keith Porter died first, right? And let's be crystal clear. Black people could have done more too. We could have prevented some of this stuff from happening to us too. Because
nothing's happening to us. What are you talking about? Damn, she's in straight up shield delusion. We could have stopped all those things that never happened from happening. We could have prevented all those things that never happened from happening. What is she talking about? What world is she living in, fam? They just out here talking about, y'all remember what they did to Marcus? What Marcus? The one guy. I don't know no Marcus. What Marcus? He got unalived by ICE. Where? That one day. What day? You know the day with the guy, it happened. You remember? No, I don't remember. I think you making it up, Mrs. Shield. Mrs. Shield right here, fam. One thing that gets them hot and hurt is when they see a W woman in distress. She done seen that W woman in distress. She done put out a whole APB and said, all black folks report to the front line. Karen's is getting hurt. And you know what she's really saying? She's saying she wants to save Karen and put black American women on the front line. Translation, y'all. What this woman is really saying is that W women have suffered enough. Black women need to go out there and be the targets now. This is what you call, by the definition, a human shield. Or in her case, a human shield up.
Less than 50% of our voting population showed up to the polls. Remember that? It's easy to throw the rock and hide your hand. It's easy to not take accountability and point the finger. But if you're out here spreading the narrative that what Renee did is a oh well and we shouldn't care, please unfollow me.
Oh well, wasn't following you. I win.
Expeditiously, because I don't want to be no parts of that conversation. And this isn't me taking up for white women. This is me saying that if you want...
I told you, fam, I swear to God, I swear on everything I love, I have not watched this full video, family. I have not watched this full video. It got sent to me. Fam, I promise you, I did not know that she said that at the end. This is not me sticking up for white women. Family, if she goes out her way to say that she's not saying this to stick up for white women, you know what that means? That means she's sticking up for white women, and she just told us. Damn, boy, you let the shields talk, and they gonna tell you everything you already know.
Care? Please unfollow me expeditiously, because I don't want to be no parts of that conversation. And this isn't me taking up for white women. This is me saying that if you want solidarity amongst us, if you want to see action for our causes from that community, we need to support them when they do it, not shit on their grave. Black Americans, we really...
Boy, she went into a whole save W's. This done turned into a full sermon. She out here damn blessing the audience, fam. By the way, I think this woman is Latino. Fam, is this a Black American? I ain't never heard no Black American woman say, unfollow me expeditiously. Only Black person who says expeditiously is T.I. And T.I. still said with an Atlanta accent. Fam, is this a Latino? Fam, she got some shades on. She's doing it halfway. She's in a car. She's got shades on. And she got the left side of her hair covering up that hairline. Fam, I think this woman's a Latino. I think this is a Latino woman trying to get Black women to go put themselves on the front line for white women. I don't think this is no sister. Somebody said it in the chat. She don't talk like no sister.
Against ICE is going against people who are against our community. You know, Keith Porter died first, right? And let's be crystal clear.
Oh, she went straight W, didn't she? Keith Porter died first. It's because of you. If you don't want to listen to me, boy, this is a Karen.
Black people could have done more too. We could have prevented some of this stuff from happening to us too. Because less than 50% of our voting population...
Oh, that was fake, fam. She tried to... Hey, this ain't no damn Black American woman. Fam, do you see she tried to do the little neck roll? That little fake neck roll. Fam, you ever notice that when these non-Black American women, they try to do the mannerisms of our sisters, they always do it fake? She tried to do a neck roll, damn near did a neck snap. Next TikTok video, this woman gonna be in a neck brace. She done messed up her damn vertebrae trying to cosplay Black Americans. We tell everybody, cosplaying is a dangerous business. You can't cosplay no Black American woman. You can't cosplay no Black American man. You ain't got the vernacular in you. You ain't got it in your soul to do it. She tried to snap her neck, family, and damn near ended up making a damn whole embarrassing TikTok video that went viral. Watch this again.
Was two, because less than 50% could have prevented some of this stuff from happening to us too. Because less than 50% of our voting population showed up to the polls. Remember that? It's easy to throw the...
Boy, that was so damn fake. Remember that? This is a damn Latino woman. If you don't get out of here, Maria Sanchez Hernandez, if you don't get the hell of Ramira Sanchez Hernandez, you ain't no Black American woman. Stop playing. Stop playing, fam. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, Puerto Rican. Absolutely. I was getting Puerto Rican vibes. Yeah, good shot. Yep, absolutely. I was getting real Puerto Rican vibes right there. That's a Puerto Rican woman. That's what it is, fam. And to be honest with you, the W's probably called her to go out there and do what Shaboozey just did. Fam, think about it, y'all. The W's called up Shaboozey and told him to push one of their lies. The W's called up Maria, the Puerto Rican, to push one of their lies. This is what we call tether pets, all right? Tether pets ain't nothing more than tethers who do the bidding for the dominant society. Damn near verbatim. If you watch how they talk, how they snap their neck, how Shaboozey out there busting it wide open for Chad and Brad and Ken, these people ain't no Black Americans, family. These ain't no Black Americans. Hell no, these are tether pets, all right? Remember, tether pets start off as flea bees, and flea bees grow into tether pets. So this is the game, fam. FEA ain't falling for that. No. They're going to have to try another one. So think about it, y'all. They got a Puerto Rican woman to try to convince Black women to go out there and fight for white women. That's what this is really about. There's a hell of a lot of shenanigans going on with the whole country right now. And it's all truly based on these people just cannot get Black Americans to support none of this stuff. Black Americans just ain't going for it. It's just not happening. Black Americans ain't supporting none of the nonsense, none of the games. How do you know, family, that we ain't going for none of that? Let me show y'all this woman right here. This woman comes out, and I want y'all to see, she starts kind of kicking that same talk the last woman was talking. Watch this woman right here. She tries to give the whole nobody is illegal on stolen land talk. Look at this, fam. Shaboozey, the Grammys, and chattel slavery. And when you look at this woman, what the hell would she know about it? She ain't one of us. Watch this.
Chattel slavery. Let's talk about it. Yesterday, Shaboozey won his first Grammy ever, and in his acceptance speech, he thanked immigrants, which was like immediately very exciting for a lot of people, but it also stratified folks because in it, he thanked immigrants for building this country, and some people had a problem with that. On the one hand, people really praised Shaboozey for doing this, for being brave and using his platform to stand up for immigrants, especially at a time like this. But like a lot of other people felt kind of insulted by it, right? Because it sort of erased Black Americans in a really strange way, and it totally polarized people, and I want to talk about it. My first really...
Notice, fam, I told you earlier, they always use sorta. Watch how they use sorta and kinda. Those are words to dismiss what we do.
Important point is that chattel slavery was not a form of immigration. The people that were enslaved in America were not immigrants. An immigrant is someone who makes the decision to leave their country and move to a foreign land. There's a degree of like free will and agency in that decision, which is not to suggest that there are not immigrants who are like escaping dangerous or violent places or persecution. That is very true of a lot of immigrants. Chattel slavery was in no way a form of immigration, right? This process involved the stealing and forcible movement of African people across whole oceans to a country where they were then forced to labor for free on American soil.
Watch the African, family. It starts off and it sounds real cool, family. And then they start hitting you with the African. That's how they replace it. I want everybody to notice these people will come out here and they'll sound like they're agreeing with us. But notice every time somebody is countering that blacks are not immigrants, they always say we're Africans though. Notice that, family. They'll never say that we are the indigenous. What it really is that Black Americans are the indigenous people and we're not immigrants. They can't say that because they still got to put us in the role of Africans. That's their fallback. Watch all the trickery. Y'all know nothing gets past me.
Right? Like there was no intention or decision-making by enslaved persons. Definitionally, chattel slavery was a hereditary system in which white people literally owned enslaved persons, right? It was a form of legal property, which they were then allowed to buy and trade and sell and also inherit. It was disgusting. It lasted for 246 years in America, and Black people have never received reparations for this forced form of like servitude and slavery. And so what Shaboozey said yesterday at the Grammys was definitely like an offensive, but perhaps unintentionally so, statement about immigration.
There you go, family. You knew it was coming. Black folks need reparations. And then immediately, what does she go into, family? She goes into he didn't mean it. He didn't mean. Notice they never lead with this. You notice, family? They never lead with what they really want to say. They never lead with that. She didn't just come out the gate and be like, hey, man, Black Americans, they need reparations. Hey, Black Americans, they out there standing on business. They never lead with it, but they always throw it in at the end after they try to confuse you.
As it pertains to chattel slavery. And it's one that people make pretty often, right? Again, it's important to note that one, enslaved American people were not immigrants, right? They were stolen. And two, it's not only immigrants who have enabled this country to prosper, but they really have allowed it to prosper. Black Americans built the foundation of this country without pay, without recognition.
There goes foundation again, y'all. How many times did you hear foundation before this generation? Everybody says foundation now. Here we go.
They toiled. It was a very violent forced system of capitalism. It's horrendous, like untold horrors. And so it is essential when you're discussing the history of America to speak very heavily and accurately about the immense contributions that Black Americans made towards this country. That being said, I'm not mad at Shaboozey. I don't think he was trying to erase this really important part of American history. What I do think he was trying to do was to like use his platform to stand up for immigrants at a time like this when they are in immense danger. Like it's essential that we defend them and we talk about how important and amazing immigrants are to America.
There you go. Told you. There you go, family. There you go. All that gender right there to lead you right on back to what she really wanted to say, family. You see all that? She talks about Black folks. She talks about reparations. She starts talking about chattel slavery. And at the end, she says, well, the dude didn't really mean it. And dude was really right. And Donald Trump is evil. And go vote blue no matter who. It's always the lineup. It's always the play. It's always the hustle. None of that works against foundationals, fam. We already know, man. We be on it, fam. When I say we be on it, we be on it. None of that stuff gets past us. We knew already what she was trying to go for. This is what you've been seeing. How do we shut it down, fam? We shut it down by simply saying this. Black Americans run the yard. You notice they'll make all these videos about our history, but whenever we make the same exact video about our history, they always get mad at it. See, they don't mind them telling us our history so they can slide in there a bunch of Democratic talking points. They'll talk about reparations, they'll talk about slavery, but they're going to talk about vote blue no matter who, too. They're going to talk about immigrants as well. They love the version of Black history that they can slide in a bunch of lies and other groups. They don't like the version of Black history that comes from us because that's the pure, unadulterated fact. And that's the one that they run from. That's the one that they just cannot tolerate. And this is what you're seeing with a lot of these individuals. They'll say all these things and then they'll spin it back around. And by the time they're done saying it, family, they're like, oh, by the way, the Black people, yeah, they're bad, but the immigrants are good. You see what I'm saying? This is the old hustle, old scam. Doesn't work. Everything that they're doing nowadays, fam, we're watching it and we're seeing it play all the way out. Matter of fact, I'm going to show y'all this right here. This is what I mean when I tell y'all that these individuals think they slick, but we ain't going for it. Look at this. Y'all look at Shaboozey. Look at this, family. Family, y'all see this man? I told y'all this man out there busting it wide open. Watch. Look at this, fam. Look at this guy.
I see you looking at me.
Shaboozey.
Shaboozey, can we see the girl? Let's look at that girl. Hey. I see you looking at me.
Shaboozey.
Look at this man out there, family. That man ain't no damn Black American. Look at this dude. Look at this guy, bruh. This ain't no Black American, brothers and sisters. I want the whole world to know. That ain't no Black American. Look at this man.
Shaboozey, can we see the girl? Let's look at that girl. Hey. I see you looking at me.
Shaboozey.
Shaboozey, can we see the girl? Let's look at that.
Don't this dude give you Burner Boy vibes? Y'all remember when they found Burner Boy? He's running around. He got a thong on. Fam, this guy giving me real Burner Boy. Fam, I thought he was Burner Boy. They look alike. They talk alike. They both got grills and dreads. Boy, they love grills and dreads. Let me ask y'all a question. How many Africans in Africa do you see with dreadlocks or grills? Now, how many Africans who come to America do you see with dreadlocks and grills? I rest my case. They're tethering. Don't have no hairstyle over here in America that you wouldn't wear over in Africa. Don't have no damn grill over here in America that you would have over in Africa. And then turn around and tell us that you ain't biting our style. You ain't swagger jacking. I don't see Africans rocking no dreadlocks. I can walk outside right now. I'm going to see about 15 brothers with dreads. You go to Africa right now, you ain't going to see that, are you? You ain't going to see no gold grills neither. But they always seem to find that when they come over here to America because they cosplaying. This man ain't nothing but Burner Boy. This is Burner Boy. They both completely moist. They straight up Skittles bagging it, and they Skittles bagging for Chad. You already know. Look at this, fam. Another guy. Watch this right here. Damn him. Watch this right here, family. People know exactly what these individuals are doing, and we ain't falling for it.
That immigrants helped build this country and gave it its color. Now, I'm a little confused by that, and if I missed the mark, let me know. But I'm a little confused by that because Black people built this country, and we not immigrants. Yes, immigrants later on came and helped shape and mold this country, 100%. But, sir, on Black History Month, you proceeded to say that. I'm a little confused. I don't understand it. Maybe this is what people had with the Deontay Kyle and the FBA situation. Maybe this is what they talk about. I don't know. I'm just clearly asking a simple question. What the hell was he talking about when you said that immigrants is what gave America its color? As if Black people weren't the ones helping build America on our backs for free. I'm trying to understand that, but I can't. So if I missed the mark, somebody explain it to me in the comments because I don't know what the hell.
I'm going to tell you what it is. It's FBA delineating and everybody else trying to catch up. See, fam, right now, everybody's trying to catch up with us. All this talk about lineage, we started that. Everybody out here getting deported, foundational Black Americans, we started that process because we were the main ones talking about how these people come over here and they steal off of our community. Everybody right now in America is just trying to play catch up to us. We are so far ahead of these individuals because we call them out immediately. You got Shaboozey, he comes out. Black Americans done called him out. He came out with a little apology. We done sent that back. He done got canceled, erased, and deleted. And we done did all of that, family, in less than 24 hours. We are ahead of the game. And these people are falling out fast. And the fact that they falling out fast, it shows you something very, very powerful. They want to talk about who's American. They want to talk about who built America. They want to talk about who are the real ones. Last time I checked, family, everybody can be deported except for Black Americans. Everybody can get sent back to their homeland except for Black Americans. Let me tell y'all why they so mad. How many of y'all, and I'm asking my certifieds right now, how many of you guys remember when they used to say this thing of at least Africans, Jamaicans, and Haitians, they got a homeland to go home to? Y'all remember that? Do you guys remember every time somebody was trying to throw a jab at us, they would say the problem is that I'm Jamaican, I can go home. I'm African, I got a homeland. Black Americans, y'all stuck in America. Y'all remember when everybody was saying that? And do y'all notice how quick that stuff done came all the way down? You notice how little you hear that now? Remember when everybody was out there and they was like, man, Black Americans, y'all folks stuck in America. If things go bad, I can always go home. And Black Americans, we stopped and we said, yeah. And we did like we do to everything. We flipped it. We said, yeah, we right here in our homeland. We ain't got to go nowhere. And since you said that you got a homeland you can go back to, why don't your ass get to stepping? Now they saying, oh, wait a minute now. Wait. I was just playing. Oh, wait, hold on now. What I meant was, no, you meant what you said, and I'm meaning what I say. You got a homeland to go back to, and you thought that was a flex when you was trying to make us look like lost immigrants, when you was trying to make us look like generic Africans, when you found out that we foundational hustlers, and we said, nope, we here in our homeland. We ain't going nowhere. But since you love yours so much, your ass get the hell up out of here. Checkmate. Now everybody's broken. So it goes back to tell you what I just told you, family. We are so far ahead and we winning at an all-time high, a maximum speed, and everybody else is losing. You see how we can flip it on you? Be careful what you say about a foundational Black American, because we are the ultimate perseverers. We the ultimate hustlers, and we will flip it on your ass so quick, you'll blink and you'll be back in that S-hole country that you came from. Let me show y'all this as well, since everybody talks about America, right? Everybody talks about who's indigenous, right? Everybody talks about who can come and who can go. Well, let me show you this, fam. That right there. This lady, who is a Native American, not an indigenous foundational Black American. Oh, they out there getting detained and snatched up. Oh, nah. Whoa. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let's put some certified in it. Family, I'm saying, though, I thought everybody had a home. I thought everybody was American. I thought everybody was what they say they was. Now they all finding out that, no, the Americans are foundational Black Americans. And your ass can go back to wherever you came from. Look at this, family. They've been running around here talking about the stolen land. Well, if the land is so damn stolen, then how come y'all out here getting deported? Damn, looks like we were right the whole damn time. Natives, y'all on the checklist too.
They're detaining Native Americans now. Black America, now what are you gonna do? Nobody's safe. Anybody can be detained. Everybody cannot be deported. I don't have all the details about a Native American person being detained by ICE, but I really feel like when I'm seeing people talk about this, non-FBA people talk about this, the energy that I'm getting from this is kind of like a gotcha. Like they feel like this is some type of gotcha moment for Black America. Like, see guys, see.
Hey, didn't I tell you? They thought they got these gotcha moments. Hey, they thought they had a gotcha moment with us, but ICE done got them. Damn, I love being us.
Nobody's safe. So if they're going to get the Native Americans, they're definitely going to get you guys, because you guys aren't really from here. You guys are not really Americans anyway. You know, you're just like the rest of us. So you guys have something to worry about. So you guys need to put yourselves on the front lines too. You guys need to put your bodies on the front lines too, even though we would never do that for you guys, right? We would never do that for you, but you should do that for everybody else. And what I'm saying is, hail to the no. What I'm saying is, it doesn't matter who gets detained. Anybody, I could get detained, but I can't get deported. And another thing, it's like, what exactly do y'all expect us to do? What is Black America going to do for other people's immigration process? Like, if you didn't, like, what am I supposed to do about that? Like, you can go out here and protest all you want to, but what is that really going to do? Like, what is Black America going to, we don't even know nothing about immigration, like how the immigration process works. Most of us don't even know how it works. Most of us have never gone through immigration anywhere. So what the hell are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? That's what I really don't understand. What are your stipulations? What are you trying to get at? What is your goal? Have you defined your goal here with fighting ICE and fighting against the United States having immigration laws? What is your goal here? Is your goal, oh, everybody should just be able to come over here? Do you know if we let any and everybody over here, this country will be the ultimate shithole. If we just let any and everybody with no immigration laws, everybody just all floods into America, this country will be the biggest shithole in the world. I don't give a damn. You can't just let everybody in here. You got to have rules and regulations. That's what makes the country a country. That's what makes it a place that people actually want to be. Because if everybody is here, good, bad, and other, then nobody's going to want to be here because it's going to be a shithole.
And that is exactly what they want, family. Let's say what they don't want to say, but we're going to say it how we want to say it. All these people coming here to America, they want to turn America into their S-hole countries that they came from. And this is why they want open borders. This is why they want everyone to flee in. Everybody's got an illegal immigrant agenda except for foundational Black Americans. Foundational Black Americans in our own space and time doing our own thing. And everybody else wants to come over here and they want to take what FBA created. They want to mooch and leech off of what FBA created. And we gave them the best phrase on the planet Earth. And it's called Hail to the No. And Hail to the No has been shutting down a lot of people. Hail to the No got your ass running from ICE right now. Hail to the No got your ass ducking and dodging, sitting in your car, making hate tweets. Hail to the No got your ass on TikTok having the space, worried about foundational Black Americans, and we don't even know who you are. It's got to be terrible to be on the wrong side of Hail to the No, especially when a foundational Black American is dishing it out. And family, we've been dishing out a hell of a lot of L's for these individuals, and they just can't take it. They don't like the fact that they send out the Essence Festival, G-check. They don't like the fact that they send out Kamala or Obama, G-check. They don't like the fact that they send out all of these illegal immigrants and we show them on the big screen and they asses get G-check. They don't like the fact that they come around FBA and they showing that damn bussy. And what happens to them? They get G-check. Foundational Black Americans go all the way down the line and we telling everybody, in the land that our ancestors created, you will respect us or we will check you. And when we check you, you're going to have to check your paperwork. And your paperwork is saying that you from one of them shithole countries. So you got to go back home. You don't like the fact that Black Americans are everything that's great about the United States of America. And you ain't did a damn thing and you can't do a damn thing about it. You don't like the fact that foundational Black Americans are always and forever right here. You don't like the fact that when we pray to the ancestors ain't got to have a passport to look down on us. You got to pray to an ancestor way over that damn ocean, way over that damn sea. All we got to do is look up. And when we look up, they look down, we get blessed, they get checked. And everything else falls to the wayside. That is the FBA way, and that is the certified way. And certified always wins. Let me tell y'all this right here. When I tell you that foundational Black Americans are the originators, and I tell y'all what's messing people up is because they know they can't put no jacket on us, I'm going to show y'all why they can't do it. They know immigrants ain't built a damn thing in America. You came here to the United States of America as an immigrant, which means you didn't have nothing. You came here to the United States of America needing a favor, needing help. Remember, y'all, immigrants are someone who needs help. You need help to eat. If not, you be in your homeland. You need help to live. If not, you be in your homeland. You need help for the basic essentials like housing, like shelter, because if you did, you'd have it where you're at. So an immigrant is basically somebody who's broke and they need to sleep on your couch. But here's the difference between somebody who sleeps on someone's couch and an immigrant. The person who sleeps on your couch, they don't tell you that they own the house and they pay the mortgage. That's what the immigrants are doing. And by them running their mouth, what's happening, if you notice, they're not being endearing to people. So every time they say immigrants built America and FBA checks them, they in trouble. Every time they go out in the streets and they burn the American flag, they in trouble. And every time they spew their anti-Black American hatred and their anti-American vitriol, it's not making people want to go get on the front line for those folks. It's making people want to call ICE on them folks. And it is what it is. And we the ones who make it crack. Look at this, fam. When I tell y'all foundational Black Americans are the true indigenous certifieds, I'm going to show y'all exactly what I mean. Family, look at your screen right now. This is what they won't show you. Oh, they'll tell you Black Americans are immigrants. Wrong. And then they'll tell you Black Americans are enslaved Africans. Wrong. But what they won't show you is what I'm about to show you, is that the history, the documentation, and the solid evidentiary facts are there. Foundational Black Americans are the indigenous. And you can hide all the evidence, and we gonna expose all the evidence. Look at your screen, family. This right here are Black American Native Aboriginal dolls out there. And let me tell y'all this right here, my brothers and sisters. They didn't just make these where you can go to Toys R Us and go get them. These are things that they spend billions of dollars to keep quiet, to keep hush, to keep low. But just like everything, foundational Black Americans, we knew all about it, and the evidence now is exposing themselves. Right there, foundational Black American Aboriginal. Somebody said they got that doll. See, family, it's in the family. Foundational Black American Aboriginal doll. Very rare. Foundational Black American Aboriginal doll. Family, does that look like Selena Gomez? Family? Does this right here, family? Let me ask you a question. Does this look more like people in your family? Or does this look more like Rosie Perez? Does this look more like people in your family? Or does this look more like George Lopez? Does this look like people in your family? Or does this look more like we looking like Mr. Mutombo? You tell me the answer to that question as we go through all of this, family. This looks like a Black American foundational family reunion. And it's no coincidence that they don't show none of this. We got to show all of this because we've been the ones on the front line. We've been the ones holding it down. We've been the ones out there. Fam, that look like my damn cousin. Fam, brothers, sisters, kings, queens, goddess, and gods. That look like my mama. What we playing up in here? That look like my damn mom, y'all. As a matter of fact, she's darker than my mom. What we talking about up in here? My mom is very beige. Shout out to you, mama. Love you. But you're beige, sister. Y'all know what time it is. I tell my mom all the time. I said, all right, mama, I'll be black like I never left. My mama said, all right, I'll be black like I never left. I said, you're black, mama, but you're beige. But my mama looked like she's about 30 years old, and beige don't age. So shout out to my mama. And that look like your mama, your grandmama, and your cousins. That look like your nieces. That look just like foundational Black America. Somebody said that look like you. You feel me? My beautiful sister who said that, shout out to you, sister. I see you. Let's go to work. This tells you who built America. How do you know? Because the evidence is ever present. This look like foundational Black America. Fam, you don't get these dolls for fun. Family, who the hell you think this is? Who the hell you think? Do you think this is somebody who hopped over the border and said, me no black, me no speak English? Is this who you think this is? Oh, no, this is Mr. Mutombo. Because we all just lost Africans, right? Family, you know we bad. Because we can shut your ass down with dolls. This doll right here will shut down your whole erasure. This doll right here will shut down your whole game plan. This doll will shut down your agenda. This doll will get your ass deported. Black Americans will beat you with dolls up in the building. It's that easy and we ain't got to lift a finger. There it is. There we go. Babies, we are the Aboriginals, fam. Come on. How do you know this is us? Because let's be honest, y'all. A person from Latin America wouldn't even accept these dolls because they had whitening laws that whitened the community. So if you had laws where you whiten the community all throughout the different places in Latin America, all throughout the diaspora, they jumping in cake soap right now. They wouldn't like these dolls. The only people that would embrace these dolls and their skin tone are the only people who ever embrace being Black. And that is certified foundational Black Americans. We accepted and we loved each other then. We accept and we love each other now, and we'll stand on a mountaintop for this BLACK. They won't. So that proves to you, family, we are the originals, we are day ones, and we are certified all the damn time. They know it, we know it, the whole damn world knows it already, family. You see it, fam, they know it. Immigrants ain't build America. Foundational Black Americans built America. And not only did we build America, family, we did everything else. I want everybody to know how we get down over here. And how do we get down over here, fam? Is that we represent true to life. We represent who we are. We represent what we do. We don't give a damn what anybody else says. We know what time it is. So they can take all the games and all the flips and the flops and whatever they come up with, fam, and they can go ahead and kick rocks because FBA, we ain't out here to play, y'all. Look at all of that evidence of who we are, not to mention the testimonies, the hand-me-down. Remember, y'all, they don't talk like we talk. They don't talk about mounds. They don't talk about all these different places. There's the Bilbo mounds out here in Savannah, Georgia, family, and them damn things are 5,000 years old. You ain't heard not Ned Tonto talk about them. Not at all. Okay. And you got mounds all throughout the United States of America. They don't talk about it. Only thing they talk about is reservations and bad liquor and squandering your reparations money, and might make an occasional TikTok video about me. You feel me? But ain't a TikTok video gonna save your ass from this delineation. Not at all, never. Ain't a damn Grammy gonna save your ass from this delineation. And ain't no busting it wide open with your bussy when you just got here from Nigeria gonna save your ass. So you can take all of the agenda that the dominant society fed you, all your tether energy, all your tether babble, and you can take that the hell up out of my country. Checkmate, partner, because you have been officially put on the cancel list. And if you look, that list is as wide as a football field. And you can tell that the names are only growing. We're going to have to get a whole damn stadium for it. But you add the names, you add the people, and FBA ain't going nowhere. Delineation is a full-time job, and regulating is a full-time job, and we got time today. And just like Black Alpha told everybody at the Rally for Reparations live on stage, I made it clear now. I don't even know, fam, we can sit here and we can have this conversation. We can sit here and we can talk about this. Or we can just get straight to the damn facts and straight to the point. I've been telling everybody, just like y'all been telling everybody, it's on and popping out here in these streets. You can't hide us from our indigenous status. You can't hide us from none of that, y'all. I don't know, fam, you might as well just go pick somebody else. You dealing with the wrong people. I tell everybody, they dealing with the wrong people at the wrong time, and certifies ain't going for none of that. So if you know what I know, like we know, and the fact that we out here really putting in real work for the audience, for the crowd, for the brothers and sisters, the kings and queens, goddess and gods, man, everything else falls by the wayside. It all falls by the wayside. And I want my brothers and sisters to know this one thing, and this is the most prominent thing that you ever going to see in the United States. This right here is what I mean when I tell everybody that we are moving at an all-time speed, an all-time high, and really just shutting things down, is our young folks ain't going for none of the cap. Y'all notice that, family? Our young brothers and sisters ain't going for it. So if you can't get the young brothers and sisters out here to fall for it because we out here holding them down, man, you in a terrible, terrible time and a terrible, terrible place. So FBA, we're going to be out here really doing what we got to do, and we're going to be making it happen. We're going to be making it happen all the way live. Let me show y'all something. I'm going to show this to my brothers and sisters, and we're going to make this crystal clear for everybody. When I tell everybody, and I'm going to show you receipts, fam. I'm going to show you full-time receipts on how we do things over here. And I want somebody to try to argue and debate with us because it just ain't going to work. Let me show my brothers and sisters how FBA get busy. I'm going to show y'all the real time and the real speed about the greatness of this delineation era. And I'm going to show y'all in real time. Look at your screen right there, family. Y'all notice that's what they've been trying to run with. They've been trying to run with that, right? You ever notice that? And didn't I tell y'all that they'll say all of that because they want Black Americans to say, that's right now, we eat African now. We eat African. Y'all notice they will say everything to try to get us to believe that we some type of African. They'll say everything to try to get Black Americans to believe that we just some type of regular smuggler people. That right there has been officially, certifiably canceled. Nobody can try to run that game on us no more because the people at the top, they ain't the real indigenous. We are. The people at the bottom, them are foundational Black Americans, not Africans. So if you remove all of that and you plant that FBA flag, it's gone, fam. One thing that you got to understand, and I'm sure you've noticed on this epic classic broadcast, maybe the best ever. If you notice, family, this thing of people trying to control our narrative ain't working for them. This thing of people trying to put words in our mouth ain't working. All the lies, all the cap, all the fluff that people say about FBA just ain't working. When FBA speaks into existence comes true. When FBA shuts people down, it happens immediately. There's nothing anybody can do anymore. The days of people dictating to FBA have came and went. Now we're dictating to the world, and we're not doing it based on no feelings, no emotion. We're doing it based off facts, and we're doing it because we FBA and we say so. There's a lot of love and pride when you love yourself. Family, this is why people out here running their mouth, people who got something to say, we out here saying, I stand with ICE. That's what the hell we do. Yeah, you damn right. Yeah, we stand with ICE. And let me tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Because what ICE is doing, ICE is getting all the people out of the United States of America that come to the United States of America and act like they asses built the United States of America. Let me say that again. ICE is running out all the people who come to the United States of America and pretend that they built the United States of America. And they asses didn't build nothing. So that right there is prime factual evidence that we got the power to send you home. And we are already home. So don't be mad when we out here having an ICE day, because that's just the way it is. Y'all know we can shut down anything, however. Fam, I'm not even lying. I'll see y'all this summer. We gonna go ahead and do it, brothers and sisters. We done already talked about it. I know we got a hell of a lot of new subscribers. If you're new to the Black Alpha Network, please like and subscribe. Every Tuesday and Friday, we hold it down. But we've been talking about having a foundational Black American like meeting and a gathering. I done already talked to some people in Carolina. Y'all might know who they are. A very, very famous star in South Carolina. A good friend of mine ran for Congress. You know what I'm saying? However, we thinking about maybe Columbia, South Carolina. A lot of people gave me a lot of things. We're going to go ahead and get up this summer, family. It's about time. We need to go ahead and have that FBA cookout, whatever the hell you want to call it, gathering, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I think it's about on, fam. It's about on. They done pissed Black off for all, family. And, since I'm the #1 activist and I love my people with a passion, and it's time that we go ahead and get together, fam, throw something on the grill, have some music, and just really hold it all the way down. So that right now is all the way official. We was going to do it any damn way, but now we really going to do it. Fam, we're going to have we're going to call it? We're going to call it the FU Black Americans Built America Cookout. How about that, fam? The FU Black Americans Built America Cookout. That's what we're going to call it. And if you don't like it, goddamn it, deal with it. And we're going to be out, fam, I'm going to call ICE to come. I'm going to call ICE. I'm going to say, ICE, just walk around just in case somebody get too close. I'm going to be out there with the mariachi. Play with it. Play with it. I dare you to. Because, fam, this is our era and we run the yard. We are bold kings and queens, brothers and sisters. We won't tolerate no disrespect. So, yeah, it's official like a referee with a whistle. And we're going to have an FBA reunion so we can hold it down. Because, family, all these people talking about who built America and they lying. I was in Washington, D.C. at the Rally for Reparations. And I told them then, and I will tell them now, since we got almost 3,000 people in here, and we've been in here for 3 hours, and we had about 3.3 thousand people in here, fam. Oh, yeah, you want to attend? Everybody attend. You FBA, show up. Show up. Hell yeah, it's just like the family reunion. Shit, come on. We're going to put something on the ground. I know we got some great cooks in here. Who can cook? I know we got some great, I'm talking about grill. I know, hey, FBA, we can grill. Can't nobody grill like us. And by the way, all the stuff about barbecuing and grilling that they try to say comes from $2 Tonto, they don't grill. We grill. We were just talking about Missouri earlier. Kansas City, Kansas KC Masterpiece, the best barbecue, in my personal opinion now. I know some other people may say that. Fam, we grill so much, we have grilling battles. Have you ever seen anybody else? Hold on, wait, no, hold up. Have you ever seen anybody else have a grilling battle? They always try to attribute grilling with like Red Indians. Fam, Black Americans, we grill so much that we have battles on who can grill. We have cook-offs. Can't nobody see it, fam. Bring some ice, get some drinks, some ice. Hey, we're going to have ice and ice. We're going to have an ice day. I told y'all, we're going to have an ice day right there, family. That right there, we're going to put up a big sign with that on it. We won't have nobody come who don't need to be around us. Fam, we just need to put that on a big old sign billboard. We won't have no outsiders. Grilling, cooking, chopping it up, music, simple. Ain't no damn celebrities, fam. We just get some music and play it and just ride out, family, and do what we do. Hell yeah, we gonna do it. Hell yeah, it's official. Let's make it pop off, family. This is our damn country, and we gonna put out all the energy, and we gonna dominate, take control, because we are the brothers and sisters, the kings, the queens, the goddess, and gods. I want y'all to see this, though, family. We were in Washington, D.C., and I told they asses 2 summers ago that they ain't got to tell us about who built America, because in the great words of Black Alpha, foundational Black Americans, we didn't just build America, we created America. Tell it how it is, champ. They can drop all of these RBG colors. They can drop all these Pan-Africans. They can put up that red, white, and blue, okay? Because there'll be no USA without FBA. Yeah. No USA without FBA. So I said that I was going to come here, and I was waiting, watching the clock, and I couldn't wait to deliver this. So I'm going to give you guys this note that I want everybody to understand. I want them to hear this. I'm gonna make a declaration. I'm gonna say it loud and clear because I want the world to hear. I want them to hear this at Capitol Hill. I want them to hear this way down the street at the White House. And most importantly, I want the whole damn world to hear this. And that is that foundational Black Americans, we didn't just build America, we created America. We're made in America. That's right. We're born in America and raised in America. We're from America, so we love America, and they not like us, because we run America. Certified salute. Give it up! One thing they can do. There they go, y'all. Foundational Black Americans, we ain't just build America, we created America. We maintain and sustain America. We're from America, so we love America, and they not like us. Why is that? Because we run America. Certified salute to the family. Fam, another episode, broadcast, classic. Smash the like button while you in here. We still got, damn, we almost got 3. Boy, ain't nobody rocking like us, baby. Ain't nobody rocking like us. We number one, man. We number one. All my certifieds. I told somebody the other day, I said, you run your mouth, certified's gonna get you. You talk crazy, certified's gonna get you. You running around here talking all them lies about the lineage, certified's gonna get you. And I send the greatest shout out, man, to all of you guys, man, the Certified 100. We speak 100. We say how we feel 100. We keep it all the way 100. And if you talk crazy, about 100 million certifieds gonna get you. I love y'all with a passion, man. Black Alpha Network, certified salute. Y'all stay good. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay vigilant. Till the next time we check somebody, we'll be right back at it on the front line. But remember, y'all, this is our world, and they asses can't even pay rent because we evicted them out the house. Our house, because we built it. Certified salute. Y'all stay good. Stay safe. Stay vigilant. Love y'all with a passion. Much love. Always love. And always remember, no matter where you go, no matter where you at, no matter what's going down, that black is beautiful, and beautiful is always black. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Free Huey.
Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.